A man gives a hunter qualification exam on which he surprises the world's top S-rank hunters. He destroys a level 50 monster with just one punch. Seeing this, the commander of the hunter command team from China does not know about this, on which they are ready to forgive him every condition to include him in their team, but they did not know that this man was being trapped in the base for the whole 5 years every day. He eats only the meat of that beast which he kills himself, on which as his victims become stronger and stronger his power also increases with endless combat. After spending 50 years in the world, he easily kills the beast. By the time he reaches the age of 30, all the beasts are able to bear one bite of him and fall down in front of his family after 400 years. Only endless beetles and countless scars are left on the surface, and then in 5 years he finally becomes the strongest ruler of the world, on which no beast dares to attack him. Yet despite being the strongest, he does not find any way to go back. He used to have a happy family, but after hearing something he starts having the same dream every night. In this dream there is a person who punches him with a sword. A floating Elon appears where West-style 222 buildings stand, which life never used to exist there, but in the same ruins a human figure appears to me. The sky is waiting for my arrival. Come child, I await you at the edge of the abyss, on which my eyes appear every time I ask for this point. This dream was troubling me for a long time, but I did not tell it to anyone. Maybe the story I had just read was affecting my mental state, yet from behind my father had always been my only friend. What has happened to you? You are following some religions. You are living in lust. You have to go to school. After that I wash my face and eat food with the family. My dream is to join the self-defense force after graduation, but after hearing this maybe I will meet my parents, but I never imagined. It was as if on that very day a huge shadow had dazzled the whole world. This shadow suddenly appeared, and at this time I don't understand anything, but this picture of it gives us a glimpse of the history of humanity, and on the very first day of its appearance we get a call from my elder brother in which he says that he is completely safe and we should not worry, but his voice on the phone sounds very weak, and on the same day we get in touch with him. We are told that maybe he will never come back. Initially the news tells us that if we stay at home then we will be fine, but as the days pass more than 20 such towers start appearing in the outside. After some understanding, news broadcasting also stops and no outside information is asked from us. After this the government notifies us to pack our things and prepare to go to the safe zone. Before leaving my mother took a picture for my brother. She jumps. If you come back to her then we will be chased. After that we are left with the feeling of running away. On the way I see a lot of things through my eyes, on which the soldiers have a clear vision on their faces, and the brothers are wearing clomax on their armored vehicles. As soon as we reach a temporary shelter here, everyone is sitting in a strange silence waiting for death, and those birds have no desire to live. Even then a fight starts in the shelter. A man tries to snatch the eggs from a small child. Little cat, your stomach is small. You have been hungry for a few days. You will not see these eggs at me, right on which the child starts to grab and give the eggs, but at the same time my father is not able to see all this. You know, he is in the age of all of us, then why is he doing this there? But the sir man does not trust his father at all. I am like that. Hearing this my father's face becomes hard. Give back the black child, on which the man laughs loudly and punches my father, but in the very next moment my father throws him down with an axe. Then he ignores the man lying on the ground, gives back the black child and looks at him coldly, on which the black child, the piercing scarf gets hidden, and while leaving it gives a sigh. I will remember that the person who was beaten by my father is my classmate who used to beat me almost every day in school. I had thought of us that I wish I would ever get rid of this curse. However, a military officer gets scared and comes down and orders everyone to vacate the scarf shelter and sit in the tracks. Can any French help me with this question? Why does he do it? But the soldier doesn't have the authority to do a sprint, he just does as he is told. At the same time there is a tail noise behind the door, to which the soldier says quickly, now run, and think something. Seeing this I immediately tell my penis to get out. This happens very quickly, then several doors of the bunker slam and the weed monsters rush, and the people who were just fighting are forced to run away. In pink it is written that these are such monsters which no one has ever seen before, and anyone can understand that these are some dangerous things. Seeing this scene I get completely shocked as to what all this is happening. Quickly everyone starts running away in spring. I say to my parent, I climb quickly and look at the other side of the cliff. That's why I run to the other side, but there too tomorrow is still there and there is no wake for me. Then I get one. He sees a half-empty truck on which I turn away and jump on it. On the same line a big hand moves towards me on which I quickly say thank you, but in the next moment a threat appears on my lips. Isn't it too early to say thank you? On which I feel a pang of anger. I look up and release that this is the same person in whom the father had still beaten. The one who will look at me at the end. Then the very next moment he turns his hand and pushes me down from the truck. At that moment I feel that everything is over. My life is over. My third season is over. Numbers of people are running over my body and shouting, but I don't want to die. I hope that someone comes and saves me. Only then I open my eyes and in front of me a transparent face appears like a crystal. When I look from the sky the figure appears to be the cow of my dream, on which he again speaks the same words, I will await you at the edge of the abyss, in which the next moment the whole scene changes. All the people around me disappear. Then I look up in awe of some sharp object on the ground near me. It is a dragon staring at me. It looks brown to me. I'm on the road and am on the verge of running away from the snakes. A glimpse of the last few days has come from my goose to reach the peak. Suddenly the bastard who pushed me from the hill has become a man of mystery, and now this devil monster is attacking me. I understand that if I don't do anything else then I will die like this. In the next second I picked up a stone from the ground and cried, and turned around. I rid far towards the gable. If you can kill me then kill me, and if you can't kill me then you will die after that. I kill the gable. I had never imagined that the thing seen in the games would appear on the rail in front of my eyes, and it has a black number on its chest. The king is showing its LOL. After some time a black crystal comes out from the gable's chest, on which I keep standing there. And I don't understand what to do, but that crystal closes its eyes and turns straight towards me. The next moment it enters my body with the force of lightning, and I don't even get a chance to react. After calming down for a while I notice that my wound is starting to heal and a porous egg is starting to emerge inside my body. It is as if the rabbit is capturing it, and I understand it to be stronger. I take a look at the gable, but there must be many such monsters in the land, so I have to walk around to see one. But after roaming around a lot I am confused why apart from this gable I don't see any other monster here. This strange sign points towards a door in the front. Apart from this I am passing by and going down the stairs. On its edge I go and see that there is no monster there. Then I slowly start climbing the stairs. This scene reads to me like the LOL of the game, which if I jump it will push me down. Maybe if I fall I will respawn on the start point, but I don't want to take the risk. After reaching the bottom of the stairs I enter a room. It is rather red for me, but it is red on the walls here. Also a fire burns in the room, on which a distance can be seen behind Isaac. I don't understand what it means. Do I have to go inside this distance? I look at the tax written on the stone tablet. I am completely alone. I have never seen these characters before, yet their meaning automatically comes to my mind. It is written on it, "Fragile King, and everything in his holdings will give me the right to go out of this place, but I can't do it. I am thinking that I will have to climb all the stairs to get out. That is, the dream is still there now. Motivation is filled inside me. I think with a calm mind that monster was not that strong. With this thought I slowly open the stone door. As soon as I open the door a cold aura spreads all over my body. Now its first floor has an area of 900 m in which the number 1 monster is located. The second floor is 1800 m. The third floor, in which there is a monster with number 2, is 3600 m, and 1 out of 4 monsters has number 3. The gems are only inside the number monsters, and they become the keys to the next floor. The bigger the number the stronger the monster is, but as I go down a big problem arises. The area and the number of monsters on each floor doubles, which makes it difficult to wash the keys, so now I have to wash every monster in it. I'm getting stronger by doing Heinz. The sad thing is that my physical condition is not much today. I don't know how many years have passed since Shahadic 100 years, but now I can kill high-level monsters in one punch. As I go down the variety of monsters increases. By the time I reach the floor here there are more than 10 locks, and 15 there are monsters. Still I do not fall due to their number, but fight more fiercely. In 30 the number of monsters on the floor reaches 50 crores, on which the smoke becomes like washing a needle in a haystack. I give a lot of praise to the monsters of every floor and test them. Some monsters know that they cannot defeat me, so they hide under the ground, but wherever they hide I end up washing them away. I finally reach the 9th floor and move ahead without stopping. The number of monsters on this floor is more than 2 trillion. I laugh out loud because I have not found spring yet. Today I will fight to my heart's content. Huge dragons flying in the sky turn into a cloud of hawks in a moment. I don't know whether it works like the art contained here or not, but I have been here for 500 years. But there are countless scars left on me in this era. I have really come a long way. I have not even met my family. Still I have not found spring. This is my last hope. Whether my parents are alive or not, I have become very powerful in 100 years. In this time I do not get any opportunity, but as fate turns on me, I do not find any way to go to spring. Only the Andalus Islands keep coming in front of me for not winning. I don't know that when I am now like a child in this world. There have been huge developments in the world. More than 20 universes have appeared in the world, and people are not even able to understand them. That is to say, the universe is decreasing. Innumerable monsters are coming out from inside the universe and have started killing humans without any difference. It is said that some survivals are intelligent and they have a secret system. With understanding, more and more single people start getting overwhelming power, on which humanity again rebels itself, and more they form the Hunter Guild. Meanwhile I am now chasing a demon wolf in this world and shouting at him, "Keep it up, let me check." Still Akana's chain in this world grab hold of wolf, and I hear human language. She has used advanced teleportation scroll. Quickly stop the battle and erase the whole world. The next moment the world wolf gets wrapped in a heavy teleportation force and rises into the air. I am stunned to see this scene where I go somewhere on which I think that the teleportation portal I am looking up is the exit. Seeing this I hit the ground hard after waiting for so long. I jump up and enter the teleportation portal following the demon wolf, but at the same time Abyss gives a warning. Abyss 17. I cannot understand two life forms. Hearing this I curse the devil. I will not let anyone stop my path. I hug the demon wolf running ahead tightly. I cannot let him teleport before me. There are many of them in the world of spring. He is surrounded by hunters who want to see the level 60 scroll in his hand. A hunter says with a devilish smile, "Give it now, otherwise I won't give," and she walks in. "You can't fight in the foot trap. You are breaking the swords in danger," he says. "Give me the scroll, maybe I will leave the taper safely." Seeing this the woman chases the scroll after herself. "If you are doing this to me, then I too will not remain polite." Seeing this the faces of the hunters turn pale. There, the snake is winning. Stop quickly. The barber gets ready to use all his strength so that he can snatch the marker scroll from the woman. A dark aura emerges from the top of the fountain, and it is like this lightning starts flashing nearby just as his weapon is about to fall on the woman's head. The woman suddenly attacks and completes the mission. Seeing this the hunters come in. If he has achieved the goal of sex, then no one will be able to defeat this high-level monster. We are all finished. With the lightning from the scroll a current emerges, and the woman says, "Do you all want to die? Do I want to go with you today, children, or not?" A tremendous force and vortex is formed in the sky, and from this vortex lightning falls on the black scroll. All the hunters present there run away from this force. Cold sweat comes on the barbarian's mother. "It is full of danger for us. We want to run away." After some time a richer is found from under the lightning. Slowly spring comes. Everyone watches with extreme tension, but everyone gets shocked after seeing what happened. It is only a level 3 hell demon wolf. Seeing this a hunter pushes him to the limit and everyone comes closer to the beauty. Neither he nor he understands what happened to the scroll that saved his life. It seems that such a low-level monster emerges from him, so just a second later a hand suddenly hit the demon wolf's body. A spring comes out while tearing, on which I apply a little force and tear its body into 2 pieces. Now the hunters are completely frightened by this. This is a humanoid monster. They had never heard of such a thing. The female summoner also gets completely shocked. He too had not imagined this scene. In this understanding I speak slowly. At last I have come out for all the 500 years. This is now in the evening. Just by thinking about it she counts towards the sky in every moment. Look, I am walking with force. Finally I have come out of this place. I am free, coming out of my body, and it makes these hunters tremble when they try to move away from me. Hearing this power they worship me. This power probably seems more dangerous than the S-rank hunter. A female hunter is standing staring at me. "What are you?" And after hearing this question, why did he come from the teleportation portal, I stop my mad feelings and take a step forward. I reach in front of her. I look at her face and ask her if this is the next day. She replies, "Yes, this is the next." As soon as I hear this I laugh out loud again. I am brought back to the truth. I look at the boys standing nearby and their graves. Say, "Strange, are you guys playing some trick?" I start looking at their faces, and the next moment I feel the boys attack me from behind. They turn so that they can ambush me, but they don't have hope that I am not even a halumga. I remain straight and their attacks are written on my body, but as soon as their lips touch me they get imprinted in my eyes. "What are you both doing?" The barber goes completely in as soon as he makes eye contact with me. Then as soon as he hears what kind of a minister he is, his aftertaste gets stuck in my eyes. You dare to call me a monster? You are twisting just like that, but my mind is starting to get confused, and to me the barbarian looks like a barbarian monster. Then I grab his neck and press it with the same force because I never give a round on the barbarian. Monsters, I speak softly, just show me your number. I have to take the castle from you. Worse, after listening to me the barbarian is completely confused. What number are you saying? I don't understand anything. Her scream brings me back to my senses, on which I realize that I was the one who killed the wrong person. I slowly loosen my grip and the body of the barbarian suddenly falls down. Due to the impact of the blow, he must have captured himself because it is coming out of my body and it is not really water. He begins to doubt that the country's then strong hunter is also like this. Maybe he won't be able to compete with me. He realizes that he can't handle me, so he thinks of running away, but the barbarian's feet are busy and he doesn't even stand up. I say in a calm voice, you go away from here. I don't have the courage to kill anyone right now. If you don't go, then you just run away crying. As soon as they hear this they get scared and the shadow in their eyes gives them all directions to go. Later I read my own words. I am fond of my family. I see the scars burning on my stomach. I remain astounded. Such a dangerous strength and such a wonderful mark the last 7 have shown me. But one thing has come to an end. I have turned away from Abyss. I have been called a monster. Why have I never heard of any person being sad from Abyss? I feel pain in my thoughts. That is why I have turned towards this and asked this. For how many years has Voots been here? She was often on a platform. Then she said to Voots that I have been here for 5 years, where everyone knows this, but I don't know from you. I have a little doubt about this. After all, I have spent 500 years in exile. If this is really the meaning, then he did scrawl. And why are you wearing such clothes? So many questions roam in my mind. She talks to me quickly so as not to irritate me. After the death of Ta, humanity was presented with a system and a beautiful city will fall in the middle of the sea. And he showed me the recorded footage of the system. Big brothers were sleeping with me on the 5th seat and have escaped from there. Seeing this infection, I get surprised. This is city, the same place where I was born. I go to Torun Gabra and hold her hand and ask about the status of city. It is said there that city has now become a wasteland. Most of the area has been destroyed, but strong look support has been sent in and the monsters will be destroyed soon. Seeing such a serious situation, I really want to go there. Let me know which is the fastest way to reach city. She looks at me and points in a direction, and at that very moment my body moves forward like lightning. My spider is so sharp that it cannot even see me clearly. She gets completely destroyed. This man cannot be a commanding beast because commanding beasts do not act on their own. He will have to tell his sister what happened here. A wise man has flown from the Sumain Kodal, or there are really no tears. On the other hand, the barber's car is not working. His friends are taking him to see him at night, but as soon as they go a little distance a black other appears in front of them. The path of all 4 has been paved. One of them asks where he is from, but as soon as her figure fades away the wedding stops. Today they are really caught among dangerous people. In front of them there is another deadly sprint. The presence of this man is so scary that the black energy coming out of his cloak forces them to embrace themselves. The difference in strength between the 2 sides is huge and he has no courage left to fight. The man says in a cold voice, today I am giving you 3 coins. Tell me yes. Remember, only 3 seconds. The barbarian is angry but cannot understand anything. Then in the very next moment all 4's bodies turn into a mess of blood. At that time the figure simply waves his hand and all 4 hunters die easily. 3 sequences are over. You did not understand the opportunity. Now I will drink food. Several notifications appear. These dead people were elite residents of Taichung Road, Gilgit. This is what Mr. Road says quietly to one another in a luxurious office at elite cars in Gilgit. Many of our masters have been given signals for the candidates. And even the scroll of this girl was not found. Hearing this, the man sitting there glares at them with his forearms from above. He exudes peace, but she understands that they are very, very, very many. The people whom you ranked have not even been able to beat the level that I understand. And everyone's skins became one skin's cow. How do you work? He cares about this the most, that all 4 have died together. That means someone has eliminated them in one attack, but who can do this in this world? This is the man lying down. Storm Priest level 118. Warren orders Storm's people to investigate who is coming in between. If the point is not very strong, then eliminate these 2 points. Then he goes near the time and looks down. Whoever has touched his people will take many substances, but then he sees a strange illusion. There is a white-haired man staring at the sky. How is this a question? Seeing this, the face of this painter suddenly becomes infuriated. The smell of blood on this huge hand is very strong. After all, who is this? Its nature will have to be investigated. There can be no one in Korea who is free from its control, but the direction in which I am running looking at him, he is a little sad too. Here it is in fall zone. Why is this person going there? Even if he is about to die, no one goes to him because the scale of this investigation is rather huge. It is clear that there is someone behind. They are doing full stop control. The door that was sleeping for the last 5 years is finally gone. This format prompts all search teams to rate the whole thing. No one should be left behind. Get out of this dangerous place, otherwise you will suffer huge losses. Whereas I don't know at all which way I am standing and it is dangerous. I am only thinking about reaching Acity early. After about 10 minutes I finally reach there, but the scene here shocked me. I slowly land on a rooftop and look down. This view is also difficult to imagine. There is a lot of profit going on all around, and this set has become the ruins of tomorrow. Looks like this place has fallen into disrepair. I have been living in the past for 500 years, but spend only 5 years in the outside world. I feel happy to know this. But this place also makes me very anxious because it has already been completed. I don't know whether my ancestors are still alive or not. For so many years I wanted only one thing. She was born and met her family. I thought it would be done quickly, but 500 years will pass. The one who was once weak has now become the ruler of the future. No one there dares to attack the fish anymore. Now only I chase them and kill them. After more than 200 years I almost went into despair. After all, my parents will not be alive after all this. Every day to satisfy my hunger I used to eat from the inner sense of the monster. Now she started hating me, but whenever there was family habit I used to swear on myself, is Peter alive or not? I have to go back. This had become my obsession. Then the monster jumps towards me. I take my attitude. The very next moment he falls straight away. This LOL monster probably dies only because of my presence. Couldn't bear it. The good thing is that 100 years are equal to 15 years here. Maybe my father, mother and sister are still alive. I hope he waits for me to arrive in a hurry. What earlier seemed alive has turned into a disaster. Every bill is broken like a person who is very hungry, but there are no signs of monsters killing people here. It seems that these monsters attack only places with lots of people. After some time I reach the door of my house. My heart beats fast. And she looks at home here and there in the eyes. It is wonderful to open the doors peacefully after so many years. With the sound of the door I accidentally break the door. Now the door is worse than before. I walk inside slowly. The sunshine reads on my head. And as soon as I came inside my tall figure began to glow. I look around. There is no one here. Actually I knew in advance that there would be no one. Still I came because my happiness has come here. But after coming into the room I find something else. I have kept a note on it. I picked it up and sat down and read it from the front. It is written in it, everyone says, dear sitting, you may die, but your mother and father accept you, that you are alive. We have kept your room the same as your old room. We have one clothes are kept for you from small to big size. All the styles of your choice. Tears flow from my eyes. As soon as I read this I didn't think that he would risk his life and write my letter. I listened to my mother and opened my cupboard, and indeed many clothes are found inside. Apart from this I have also left the map of shelter number 6 and our photo. Only I knew why my pride was so lonely that it would fall apart, but this time it turned out to be right. I cry profusely after seeing the photo. When I turned 200 I didn't even remember the faces of my family, but this photo proves it. The next moment I find another one at home. I see my eyes in his reflection. Only I know how much I have failed. If I suppress all the beasts in this world, can I end this apocalypse? I cut my long hair from this spot. Within a few minutes I started looking like a completely different person. I wish I could return to what happened here. It's only been 5 years, so I can wait. Cutting hair. I love my future. It is written like this. I hope life is waiting for me now. I have changed from a broken human being to a handsome young man. I look up, ignoring the trace of my face. Now my last shelter is number 6, where my parents have gone. According to the map I will go straight towards the east, but the entire route has turned into tears. It is not possible to follow the old path. This small obstacle is not my fault. Now I have not learned to pass through strange paths. He is just laughing. So when the old path is closed I will make my own path. The very next moment I jump with force from the ground and fly up into the air. The route I was making myself would have helped me reach shelter number 6 more quickly, yet a giant Brit takes notice in the background. And his Razor King claws suddenly come towards me, but he doesn't have any hope that I can just hold him by his forelegs and tear his body into pieces with the bat. Even a low-level beast dares to block my path. Really keeps asking for death. Oosh, I was jumping over the rooftop buildings and the structures crunched at each landing. My speed has reached its limit. Down below 2 guys are sitting and having fun and they hear some loud sound. His companion thinks he is watching a drunken scene. I have been sitting here as a dog. It is already boring. What could be causing the disturbance here? In the very next moment both of them are stunned. A line like lightning passes over his head. They don't even understand what he did. Man is a distant thing. The one on the left raises his hand and asks, "You saw what he did but didn't see anything else?" It just got faster and it hits his face. Due to this his third partner is editing the video and the whole incident is told. His phone is quite advanced who can reduce the weight by 3/100ths when I watch a video. So in this I can clearly see what I am floating in the air and they understand that he was human. I am moving towards shelter number 6. That this scream of one and the other is heard from below. Some hunters stand in front of him. She enters there and says, "Please, forgive me, I came only to eat food. I didn't think there would be a gardener here. Haven't seen him for many days. Their leader is kicking you." And he says, "Please don't worry, we are poor people." But seeing such a face one can feel filled with anger. It says there he will not leave the girl alone but will do this. But the girl is crying from the side and what she wants is not there. A hunter pushes him and makes him fall and he says, "We will not be in trouble." Then thickening there gives the expression and he says, "We will be very gentle." Still the sound of kraken comes from behind, which is flowing. Some things never change. You guys have been a blessing to us. My eyes fill with tears and I stare at all three. The man is wondering who is posted. "Come in front. If you come in the middle then it will be full." As soon as he spoke the 2 men behind him quickly moved towards me. One hand holds wall blades and the other holds a net holding a shield and a sword. Be more proud of the white-haired guy. Every moment both of them attack me with sharp eyes but I stand without fear and just wave my hand and hit someone straight in the face. There was only one person and he goes home on the ground and doesn't even get a chance to rest. I am fine in my mind just like you. I will be able to handle the next step without you. At the same time the other hunter swings his horse towards me but I easily dodge it. Its moments are very slow. There he moves forward in momentum so I hold his hand and touch his face because a sharp pain spreads in his arm. Then I push his body down with light pressure and as soon as he falls I hit his face with my knee. Time runs on me because of you. Who am I after all? If you touch me I will not leave you in the trap. How does he know I have already fought with 4 people from his teacher's garden? I slowly take his name. Why did I forget so quickly? It's only been 5 years. I have lost my hair, that's why. I can recognize you. You had said this last time. Why have you forgotten the face of the one whom you had tried to kill? A man gets completely shocked. What could this be? You are shocked. I start to move back looking at the ground. I moved towards him and holding him by the throat like a madman I hold him in the air. "Do you remember what happened 5 years ago? You had pushed me away with a straw. Because of you I have spent 20 years. I tell you, you have an idea of what happened just then." His eyes fill up with tears and pressure. "Then he will die." My eyes crackle. Now it's his turn to see. This bastard has brought me here. He used to tease me in school and almost beat me last time. Now I want to taunt him in every breath of the sky. There are almost angels in front of my bed as if I am erecting a sky behind me. I have been yearning to kill him and I too had the same thought in my mind, but killing him would probably be an easy way for him. What he did in school days was no less than a torture. He never forgot my adoption and helplessness. Now after living with him for so many years, that is why today I am going to return with everything behind. Whatever this man did earlier, he did not leave any way for himself. Every time he looked after me and took me for granted. What did he do to me? In the next moment I let go of my grip and now I have no intention of killing him because I have a better way than him. He is panting for fresh air. He is screaming with breath. He is screaming from her. He has just passed away. I am rubbing my eyes now. After so many years of cheating on him I am screaming, but I don't want it to happen. But standing in front of me I just missed him. Not only does he not do this, but now he has also attacked this bird. I don't know, he has troubled the cats before, so I decide that I will make him such that he can only breathe through mouth and cannot do anything else, because wherever he will be there will be a smell of ticks. Still he is not able to bear it there and his body falls straight into the ground. He wants it to fall in the debris. Then there was the second punch. Seeing the second attack, both of his friends are in danger. His body starts bleeding. Third punch I also hit his body with full force. These punches are the reward for masturbating in school. Now he can hardly breathe, but I ask him to get up. It is not over yet. If you endure the last attack I will kill you and will never leave you. Troubled Shoyan says that I will hit you again. After the punch his body is completely exhausted. I don't mean to live. I don't say this for 100. I place my foot directly on his head. Remember, this is the price of what he did to me. With a loud sound my foot presses his head into the ground and rubs it. I have spoken to him enough. If he gets killed 4 times I will not touch him again. After the Anwars his end goes away from every part of his body. Now the pain spreads due to broken hands, legs, and becoming blind. If left alone he will not live long, but I will not let him die so easily. I tell both of you to take me to the hospital and get treatment. If he dies, then you both too will not have children. I am sure that the cow will not come in front of me again, or else every time there will be a mark that I will immediately leave from there. Now the most important thing is to do sex. I realize that I have to hurry up, otherwise my life may also be in danger. I run so fast that no human being can see me. Meanwhile, in the buffer zone of S City there are 3 soldiers talking. There are children. There are 3 soldiers on the wall. Instead of fighting with 20 here, an officer-like soldier comes and says, if you are a coward, then you should turn 20 and always stay strong, because who knows, there will be a fight. The first one to speak is the lion's share of water. John says that this is the buffer zone. Yes, he earns from the 20 of John. He is running late. Keep the formation or else stop everyone. He starts firing strings, but his bullets don't even touch the armor of the beast. The patrol fills the glass of the beast and he looks down at the soldiers as if he wants to kill something else. For me, the soldiers get scared. The level of this beast is very high. Their weapons are used, so if they stop here then death is in the beast. With a loud sound he moves and changes his position. Seeing this, his huge force creates pressure. The lieutenant gives the order to spread the line so as not to get a chance, but the soldiers are already on the move and their feet are already on the job. At the very next moment the 20 falls down and attacks and takes the life of a soldier with one claw. In the face of this danger, a distant soldier moves forward and leaves everyone behind. It appears that there is a big man holding a pack of explosives in his hand, on which the time is running fast, and I am taking you along with me in this bastard day. He says that at a very fast speed the octopus covers 20 kilometers and is being followed by its companions from behind. The moments of the octopus start to slow down quite a bit, on which the soldier finally reaches this 20. When the soldier comes in front of the last octopus beast, he thinks of finding a single point and giving him a fatal blow, but suddenly the octopus beast himself starts attacking. In the very next second everyone hears the sound of the kraken coming from the top of the beast, hearing which everyone gets extremely shocked. What was supposed to be a useless slaughterer, the beast himself, is gone, and the whole team is not able to understand what is finally happening. The sign is clearly visible on the face of the octopus because even he doesn't understand anything. He confuses the beast even more by filling its tail shells and throws the puck along with the solution, and suddenly there is a splash like a brother, due to which the lemurs engulf the whole octopus, but all remain unharmed when even such a big blast could not do any harm to this beast because of its tentacles. They are acting as long as it is safe. This octopus beast was not going to die even after powering up, but what is it like? The rest of the soldiers have already been killed by him and the tentacles of 20 are fixed on the same soldier, but then suddenly I enter, on which I pre-stomp the arrow of the straight octopus beast and crush him. The 20 who had seemed invincible a few moments ago, suddenly seeing this scene, the soldier becomes crazy and keeps on talking to the phone, and a big smile is seen on the lieutenant's face too. Apparently the same crackling sound was the reason for him getting scared of my eyes. Then I stand there slowly, the antenna is flashing in my eyes. I will find military personnel here. I did not make a speech to him, but this is a perfect trick to ask him. He understands that this power is definitely there. The rank is of destructive level, even higher than Shayad's rank, at which he decides to know my identity at any cost, but then he gets system notification that special ability insight cannot be used. Hearing this, Shayad's level gap is too high. He gets bored and gets shocked because he has seen such a thing for the first time. I have been in this world for many hours. Why his difficulty in activating the ability has lasted for many years, in his lifespan just one. I look at Indefron, and at that very moment I feel like someone is harassing me. Then I slowly walk towards the questioner because I have to ask him something. I ask him how far is shelter number 6 from here, to which the questioner suddenly tells that it is 10 kilometers away from here, but to go there one has to pass through Zoan. He understands that the 20 raiders are contained there so that the battle damage is reduced, and there are many hunters who benefit from the 20. While listening to this, I also hear the voice of the soldiers nearby that today there are only atoms behind them, but in the real world after defeating the 20 treasures drop just like the game which has just come out, I have no idea of my strength level on which I am. I ask the soldier how strong was the beast with whom you were fighting. He sweats on his face as soon as he sleeps, and he says that the level 45 beast is so tough that even the whole squad can handle it with difficulty. Then I ask that the beasts above level 45 are cut down in the morning, on which his face gets hot, and there he says probably not more than 100, because if such beasts were everywhere then the Humanity Cup would have ended. As soon as I finish questioning, I get ready to leave, seeing that the soldier remains speechless as to how can someone have so much confidence. As I move ahead, he quickly comes after me, and I look at the tree on which I jump and signal to him to speak, and with a suspicious look he asks that I will survive till John the First. Remember that the main route of the shelter also goes to Jonkus, to which I readily reply that I will help in clearing John back in the military work before the Lieutenant G slowly regains consciousness. His subordinate soldiers get very excited to see him and say, "Lieutenant, you have finally woken up." As soon as he regains consciousness, the lieutenant asks first of all that he was unconscious for some time, to which the soldier says that he was conscious for about 10 minutes, but the drop from the base did not make a recovery item turn. So sir, you remain silent for a long time. Hearing this, he does not respond to Lint and says, "Leave my condition, tell me the hunter who rescued us," on which the soldier looks while telling him that he has gone towards the light. As soon as he sits, he instinctively turns his left end because he is still in pain, and he slowly, the narrator repeats the words, and then Akana feels something wrong with him and he says, "What did you just say? Tell me again." Now the soldier also senses something wrong, and he says that there is a mysterious hunter going towards shelter number 6. Suddenly the voice at the left end becomes serious, and there he asks what he said. After doing zone, this center officer turns to me and gets extremely nervous inside because he is a powerful hunter with so much difficulty, and now he is going to die so soon. He gives the order to immediately contact the Central Command Center. Soldier this center is a little confused and answers from the Central Command Center left end, "Are you sure that you are not mistaken?" Left and end quickly says that there are still maybe 10 minutes left. He can be reached on time in a few minutes. He keeps looking at his watch again and again. Still more soldier in the rounder comes and tells that a message has been sent through emergency radio and he will be there soon, but he has been sent to the Central Command Center. Why did he do something that we don't know? On which Lit and N tells that this operation is not like before. This information is high-level classified. That is why you were not told about zone. It does not come in the perimeter, and this area is very dangerous because it has been declared a bombing zone. Meanwhile, in the Central Command Center, a woman quietly forgets that an emergency call has come from the busy zone. The central chair per beta heavy-set man quietly says, "Connect." He is the Central Commander Hong Tai-young, a level 88 flame mage. Order. The woman connects the urgent call. Meanwhile, the First Lieutenant Lee Hunjun's urgent battle report is received by the Central Command. Despite his operation, no one knows the current dial. The hair is black from the bed because it can't hide it there. Then it stops and tries to release the emergency blood of the incoming bomb because it feels that I am very poor and I don't want to let it die there. This thing is transmitted as if it is the smell that its interest is awakened, and it asks if it is such a pure hunter, then what is its level? He doesn't know because even after checking he didn't see any infection. He is shocked because Young almost runs away and says that he followed the level hunter protocol and didn't go to the bombing zone yet, and that's why he wants to get emergency blood. On hearing this, the woman standing near him also forgets that the hunter will probably die before the message reaches. Both of them make fun of the milk lieutenant and say that smoking is a job, but it is comedy. The talent is good. He contacted us for such a small thing. Then he looks at the woman standing nearby and says that it seems that he has not been taught to be independent. I don't know what his teacher is like. Both of them keep talking casually and say that I do not want to show your subordinates in action, but these subordinates of yours are very classy, and if I report to the superiors it will put people in danger. He thinks that the heavy-set man sitting nearby is an incompetent fool without command ability, and if he had not had the talent and backing he would have never reached this position. Then Pak Sojin looks at his subordinate, the lieutenant whom he himself trained there too. He is trying to save a complete stranger even if he has to leave the operation there. She knows him by heart there. He is not stupid but intelligent, and the way he is defending the unknown hunter, it proves that the man is very successful there. The lieutenant does not dare to look into his eyes. The paw and the stick bow down. After breathing for a while, the clean swelling finally decides that it cannot offend the heavy-set man and will have to give a chance to the lint, then softly says, "I am licking you. You have risked your life to follow me. You must have your own reasons. That's why I give you a chance to accept me, otherwise this operation continues, and I myself get your coat rubbed." This answer does two things at once. He also gets a chance, and the rear fours of a heavy-set man is also not offended, but at the same time the left and end gets completely chopped. Had he met me there only a few minutes ago, and he does not understand how to judge there, and on top of that if he is in a military tribunal, then his career will come to an end. Will the people in power do whatever they want? Then she turns towards Teo and says that you should at least get 7 benefits from his answer, so we start thinking about him. Hearing this, yes, Teo Gadha does not feel happy from inside, but Park does not dare to touch Sujan because he is such a commander. Then he takes out all his anger on the lieutenant and says, "Fuck. Lieutenant Lee Hanjin, if you don't give me a single reason for this, then Park Sujin will do more things and rub his coat." Hearing this, the left end understands that there is no way left, so he straight away kills everyone. The person I am talking about, he killed 45 to 1 will crack and spawn in a single strike. Hearing the words of his wife, Park Sujin's eyes fill with doubt because she is very sad. Yes, if this is true, then he would be even more powerful than this rank and file. Can he be a military rank officer? This is the question of the SDOB. If there really is a military personnel, then we should protect him at all costs. But then the Thai guy standing nearby talks about it and says that it is absolutely impassable. All the rank and file personnel are considered the same, and by the way, no one found any confirmation, and maybe there is no problem. It would be interesting now that the Park's swelling has reduced a bit, but its rationality remains intact, and it is a pussy. Why don't you know its level? You don't have the ability to see it. Doesn't bother me. The lieutenant doesn't have an answer to this question because he didn't see my level even after doing the skull, and some of his lifespans also got wasted. The biggest thing is that while trying to see my formation, he also got backlash. And after hearing this never happened before. Park swells completely because she knows that Letant has also checked this formation of his before. It was difficult, but he managed to find out some details, and this shows that my pores are very high. The fall is so big that I couldn't see much. Then Letant says that person is really a very bad person. If I don't know that, then you will have to go to the park to see him. He doesn't even listen to this. He is less proud of himself and says that if you can't see his infection, then his level will be at least 1 suit. The moment he hears this, the entire command center becomes silent. It is so quiet that even the sound of falling can be heard because everyone is processing this information. He keeps tapping his hand on the rag because this situation has been happening so many times. Then he takes a decision and says, "I agree. The hunter is strong, but there is no reason to stop this operation." Another thing that happens when God happens is that he is a level 44 army commander. He attacks me, and he also attacks me with the dog's design and says that on such a strong reason we cannot abandon military responsibility. This operation involves thousands of soldiers of the 4 Corps, and we have enough forces to completely guard the bombing zone and buffer zone. The general plan is that after the bombing, the garrison soldiers will eliminate the steered beasts, but if the emergency shot is issued, then the beasts will also react to this sound and all will gather at one place, and if this happens, then the whole region will be overrun. It is a question of killing thousands of soldiers. The life of soldiers cannot be put at risk in exchange of 1 hunter time tells thousands of faces. Then that is what is needed. Why should I be an S-rank hunter? We can't take this juice. I'm truly sorry. Hearing this, First Lieutenant Lan Jun's heart melts. He doesn't want to see such an outstanding hunter die in the bombing zone, but the final decision is of the commander, and he wants to hear the answer to it. It hurts even the face of Park Soo after hearing this. She understands that both the senior command heirs have rejected her proposal. If this continues, then the situation may worsen further. Hence, the lieutenant's request is rejected, and she says that we cannot put the efforts of so many people in the care of one person. This is the final decision, and there will be no objection on it. As soon as she says this, the video call in front of June goes slow and slow, and no matter how much she calls, she does not get a response from the doctor. Inside, all 3 people are standing there walking by. John June angrily crushes the communication potion with force. Cracking sound is echoed there. He thinks that even the commander has not understood him there. He thinks he is a fool. The soldier standing next to him puts his hand on his shoulder and does so. Lieutenant, you try your best to blame yourself, but after hearing this, John gets agitated inside. He hates himself that he has so much There is no way that he can help anyone there, and he is about to lose a powerful hunter. There is a clear expression of sadness on his face, but he is not able to pin down the above decision yet. There is a sudden flash of hope in the eyes of the soldier standing next to him because he had seen the lantern hanging on his waist. There also he saw that the lantern snatches away the form of hesitation. It happens, and it is posted, "What are you going to do? Why are you taking mine?" So the same soldier tells that he has thought of a plan. He will go to the bombing zone there and will hunt this raid hunter. Now there are 6 minutes left for the bomb attack to start. Maybe he can still attack the team there. The soldier runs away from the spit of electricity, opens the magazine and starts the ignition and repeatedly asks in his heart that I have to attack the team at any place. The lieutenant is very quick to see this scene. He gets angry and walks away asking, "Do you also want to be court-martialed?" Then he said if anyone should go I should go, but the soldier doesn't care about him, and after pressing the accelerator completely he walks away quickly. Seeing this, the soldier forgets quickly, "Lieutenant, forget it again, otherwise he will not really come back." But the lieutenant just lowers his coffee and does not stop him and says if he has so much determination then let him go. If he doesn't go there then I would go myself. Now we can only hope that his decision will not betray him, but you will return alive. The fool is going there and the soldier is moving at full speed, and there is less than 5 minutes left in the bombardment. It seems that even the speed of work is probably not enough. He doesn't know that he is there. The whole day is going to change because the one he is going to save is the one who will go on to become the hero of humanity, and in front of him he seems to be a soldier. My journey is being searched for. His heart is filled with anxiety because he doesn't know where I have gone, because if I ask him then maybe I will follow him, but I don't have the courage because as soon as he drinks the lotus and does it, all the friends will join him and there is no chance of escape. In his hesitation the team keeps coming out and only 2 minutes are left for the indiscriminate attack to start. Thinking this, he slowly moves his hand towards Lotus and says to himself, if I save this hunter it will be more valuable than my survival. I don't want to do it again. At the same moment, Lotus takes hold of him firmly and brings it near his mouth, but as soon as he starts to speak its sound goes away, and no matter how hard he tries no sound comes out. The sound comes out more than a whisper and his vehicle keeps moving. He writes to him that he is a military man. Such a job is not worth being in the army, but is it really a job there? If he was afraid of death he would come here, not there. He takes a deep breath, gathers all his strength and walks with force. Mysterious hunter, I am the same soldier whom you had helped earlier. I know you are there. Whether you are there or not and this sound has reached you or not, but if you are scared then quickly get out of here because this air is about to bomb. Our commander could not stop the operation of this old plan, so I have not come to evacuate you, so you will definitely die in this explosion. Its sound echoes in the entire street and there the same verse repeats again and again, and if I stop after hearing this sound then blow me. There he has come till here. I check the surroundings and explain why there is not a single hunter here because this place is about to be bombed. I am sitting on my bed and the sound of kraken is coming from the front doors. The monsters of the city cannot give me a dig, but I don't know whether they can bear the temperature or not. After all, I do not understand the advanced technology of this country. They are convinced that if they kill these monsters then maybe even my old lady will not be able to bear it. And even if I survive maybe he will get scared because the very next moment he starts turning my face and I shout in the direction of the voice, this soldier has come to such a dangerous place only to kill me, hence I will not let him die here. On the other hand, the soldier gets so scared that tears start coming in his eyes. He reaches till the central area. A group of monsters come running towards his voice. 4:59:32 p.m. The monsters appear in front of him and he hits Solgar clean in the face. He writes to him, it's all over, as he thought his voice attracts the monsters. After a minute he stops steering and turns around and he has to get out of here. After a minute he presses the brakes on the clock. Why? My thought comes to my mind that I have not yet reached the safe zone and if I go too far then there will be no one left to stop me. He tries to give me an answer while holding the car, while holding the flashlight, and then suddenly a master does it in front of him. He gets mad at the soldier and he doesn't even realize that I am standing next to him and making noises. When he reacts he is looking at me and says, thank God you are here now. I too was asking a lot of questions to him in the post. Is this air really going to be bombed? But the soldier does not have time to answer because the time has already passed with 4 minutes left and just one thing, the bombardment is about to start here with the sound of a beep. The time is exactly 5 minutes and the bombs are pouring rapidly from the hideouts along the sides of the bombing zone. As soon as the bridge is opened all the bombs are gone. When the bombs hit the buildings, the strong air flow pushes the stones towards us. At the same time I destroy the ground with force, and in the flow many stone walls come out from the ground. The debris was coming towards us. I push it away with a single hand, and the vehicles standing behind me and a lot of soldiers remain motionless on the other side. The command center seems to be monitoring every activity here. They had blasted Zornax from 5 directions simultaneously, and now that the chaos has ended they are beginning to realize that a lot of monsters have been eliminated. So Sirius says with his face, deploy the drones and find out how many monsters are dead, and the survivors are going in that direction this time, but they are confused because drones are not life sign detectors. The people in the command center are wondering where the monsters have gone, but after a few seconds a suspicious thing is seen in the sky, and she says that the monsters are still inside the bombing zone, and not only that, the monsters in the center are completely destroyed so that both the people in the border courts get hit. How is this possible? There can be no problem with our weapons, but the monsters below level 50 cannot clear that much fire stash. Sujin says slowly, first watch the drones footage, let's see how the scene is there. She controls the drones from a distance on the boat of Tarrant, and all the footage is shown on the big screen and everyone's gaze is captured. After some time they watch the footage. There is a barrier built around the monsters, and no one understands how this barrier was created. Normal monsters do not have a bicycle, but at the same time they have a cloak. White hair man monster. A scar is visible on the shoulder of the pilot, and everyone is made to understand that this magnetic barrier is coming from him. The very next moment it gets shot because the monsters attack the drones. They send another drone, but as more monsters reach they target it, and those drones also lose the signal. One monster folds its hands and turns the drones into balls. The commander loses all contact with Zone. This is a fill line, and the monsters are not allowed to come from Zone 1, but after hearing the next thing from the receiver everyone remains in the same spot. The monsters are not pushing the Swillens. Zone 22 is also moving towards Zone 22 as if there is something tricking them. Looking at the display it is revealed that they are actually entering Zone 22. Pak Susan Tarun understands that the same mystery had been sent there, but why are the monsters going there? And Tarun suggests that the rest of the speedrunes should also be sent to Zone 22. They have to find out who stopped the monsters' advance. Meanwhile the bombing stops in Zone 22, but the place is filled with ruins. After the explosion the soldier doesn't come out of the hole, and he doesn't believe that he escaped from this blast. He comes to me in excitement to talk, but he sees that I too have not blinked. I am looking ahead. I turn my head and tell him that I have come out of the hole because you are alive. His monsters are also alive and are towards us, yet my vision flashes and I see an attack moving towards us. Just as I am about to hit the soldier there I look at him and go down to the ground. When he looks at him a military man comes out. Seeing this the soldier gets very scared. Monsters attacked him. This has never happened before. I tell him that he is scared now because he too is going to get a big surprise. He looks up and sees hundreds of monsters slowly walking towards us. In front of us the soldier's heart gets filled with tears. What is happening? Monsters have never risen like this. And his level is also, they are all high-level monsters of 50 and 60. These are the highest level monsters of this beach, and their last level is 90. Seeing this the soldier sits down on the ground and says, now it is over, we will not be left alive. I tell them so much. If the bombing does not kill them, then I also have a method, and my method is easier than theirs. Just kill these monsters by turning their backs. I say this, I jump and run ahead and tell him to crawl inside the jeep. Wherever I pass all the monsters keep dying from my storm, and my final target is the same high-level monster who has a god visible on his shoulder. I have to see who is really opening up here. As soon as I move ahead a monster blocks the way and attacks me while swinging the iron hammer in his hand, but he does not understand this. I stop him with one of my hands. Inside I wonder how such a simple thing will defeat me. But just like that the level 60 monster standing in front of me gets up and my big hand falls down with a force and it is thrown on the ground. Nightwing stops at my feet and does not cringe but looks at me with a terrifying aura towards the figure standing on the shoulder of this monster. I look up and see I am a monster. The form hides and tries to jump, but in my sight it doesn't even exist. I slowly put my hands on my face and with the sound of a rising boom the level 7 monster nearby gets knocked down in one punch. Its entire head gets covered, and in a moment the blood gets sprayed towards the mast and I fall in front of the figure standing on its shoulder. I became aware of it as soon as I came in front of it. I feel it because I don't feel any pain from her body. If I had not seen her with my eyes, Shahid would not have even noticed. This matter is tricky to me. The strength of this monster Jesse is not there at all. There the man speaks softly in a clear voice. I was finally saying that I was waiting for her to heal. In the very second which I had broken the limit he starts crying, and in a few moments he becomes normal again, as if he has not understood much due to my attack. Not only this, I am surprised that he speaks the monster human language. There he says, "You are a thief, return my thing." I look at the Chubchapu. This is the last thing he has done. I have ever touched his thing, but there the man is moving like a sheep and in the same place while he is holding his hand. An angel comes out there. He says, "I took his thing, so run away with my life." The very next moment black sharp swords get bracketed behind me. It says this is his weapon summon ability. Every second with the sound of crack I break the weapon in his hand. Such a small thing can't hurt me. He can't even ignore my body defense. I look at him and I say, "If that's all you have, then you will know that." I pin his summon weapon towards him and I say, "First remove my cloak and show me my real face." At that very moment that massive beast extends his hand towards me, and with a huge slap his extended hand tries to crush me with his own brute force. At the same time a drone hovers in the air and monitors are seen. The man just takes a look at him and says, "Is this a human surveillance device that has come to monitor me?" On the other hand, as soon as the giant's hand falls I look back at him, look, and my figure quickly moves towards this man. I say, "If you really want to kill, then you should be serious, otherwise you would not have killed me." But the cloaked man keeps touching my attack. I am smiling from under. After becoming the strongest in the last 20 years on the very first day, someone is underestimating me. In the next second, I feel that he has parried my attack, but he suddenly turns smug. The cow gets scared, and the one who was about to attack the snakes digs into the minster's shoulder. I get confused as to which cow I am from. His figure suddenly appears near the minster's feet and says, "Such poor humans have come here." I am very curious. In the next second he raises his hand and starts roaming around it. Actually he is controlling the minions and is ordering them to destroy the drone and eliminate the baby humans. Meanwhile inside a circular building a man is controlling the drone remotely and is watching the activity outside. After a few moments his drone gets destroyed, but then he has recorded a video. In the footage of this he is seen in mine. He sees the figure and there he thinks that perhaps this is the reason for the change of direction of the minister. His eyes fill with doubt whether this is the same hunter who had faced the bystade in the first place. He is feeling his strength from his stand itself. As soon as he is about to report to the commander he follows him and sees the hand of the minister, but he does not kill him but closes the door there as if he wants to keep him trapped. Seeing this the soldier feels helpless. He had no hope that he will be caught so soon. At that moment I just laugh and see many octopus monsters climbing on the building. There the man is laughing loudly and says, "My servant, kill everyone." I am used to talking of a soldier. If there is a powerful hunter then many people can be saved. He took him by ignoring his own safety and won me so that I can save more people. In the same way the soldier also gets entangled in the handkerchief and goes out. Seeing this I take a decision in my heart. The very moment my elder sister comes down from above I have to hunt down this monster, but first its leader will have to be killed. Even then he will not be able to hunt our people. After some time I go down. If more people have to be saved then this monster has to be finished quickly. The same giant monster also attacks me. I immediately step back and double up and I feel something strange about this man. After getting involved with him the power of his attack has increased. On the other hand, when I am handling the ass of this monster at the same time he also attacks me in a friendly manner, but even after seeing his figure moving towards me I am not scared at all. "You are really very worried. Are you surprised? Do you want my life to be so gray?" At this very moment something comes to my mind which makes me wonder why this guy standing in front of me looks exactly like me, but I don't get much time to think because the man has already walked a block away. This is not news to me at all. Why is this? I feel very scared and anxious, on which the man softly says, "I am you, thief of men, and whatever I have seen I will take it back. Don't forget anything else." The snake quickly moves towards me, but I have already caught his attack redirection, on which as soon as he attacks I point my face in the same direction and with a snap my fist hits his wrist with force, due to which he throws the snake of his hand, and then at the same moment my left hind grabs this cud with a jerk, seeing which he doesn't even get a chance to lick. As soon as the cud comes in my hand I immediately take it with fighting stance, and he is not able to double the strike at all. It is clearly visible when I read the face of him on whom I move the cud along with a cunt, but there is no such sensation in my hands. I did not expect that he will escape from this attic again. The smell is very strange, so much so that I have never even slept on it before, because it is really true that I have deflated my you. Now I take a sip of the juice of the suds from the dan, and whether I am the one having imagination or not, but the smell of this suds feels very familiar to me. I feel it again, and this time I am getting it. It cannot be a mistake. This suds has the power of abs. It is really it's a pleasure spree. I didn't expect that I will find such a thing here. Also this time I have really got a good treasure on which Clogut man's face is shining like a horse, and he says what I only know how to sprinkle other people's penises. In the next second he waves his cloak lightly and the pin in my hand gets sung like a rock. So this is the power of this moment. I am writing about this right now. The noises from the heat are yet to be detected by me, and the battle ahead is probably going to be intense. Now I think that first I have to send this soldier to a safe place where I cover him to see if he is suffering from heat. He says no. Then I lift the entire vehicle straight up and tell him to hold on tightly, because when he gets sick there will be a strong shaking. First I give you the heat coat, but even then it is too cold. I show him a violet flower and say I have caught your chickens, so if you want to save me then I kill it right now. This black ord is still chasing me, on which I slowly put the vehicle on the ground and think first I have to destroy it. In the next moment I jump in the air after scratching this, and this too I will wake up taking the soldier back. I look up and see the real black ord hidden behind the black mist, and then suddenly I hear the check of the soldier from below, hearing which I go to the trouble. I realize that there is a great transformation tactic. Because of this I cannot be in two places at the same time, and the attack of the clockman has already controlled the entire vehicle. I drive it with force and tell him that even if the skull is broken while jumping from the work, it is better than dying inside the work, but he does not know that many black vines have grown inside the vehicle. Yet near the ear of the soldier the clockman calls out to you, in haste and death. Soon I reach home, and at that very moment I see a very disturbing scene, because those soft vines suddenly turn into spikes and pierce the entire vehicle, causing the soldier to die in action. I move towards the vehicle to see that perhaps the soldier has been saved, which makes me very angry to see the cloaked man, and that now he is feeling so confused that you are getting angry. I am so happy I counter his spike attack with a snap, but still he hangs the soldier's dead body in the air and says that his body is still moving. This is a very evil ability of necromancy which makes the dead corpses able to move again, and he keeps showing off on top by portraying himself as a winner. I want to see from my eyes that the people you care about die in front of you. This feeling is so wonderful, but he doesn't know that today this behavior has made me completely crazy, or I have died, or I am about to end. I am like light wax. I ask you to open up. Do you enjoy walking on the dicks of others? This thing gives me the words of my school days. Seeing my angry expression, the cloaked man gets more excited and says this much. Strange things. I wonder what's the fun in this. After that he starts attacking me, and from his palm countless sharp stones come towards me rapidly, but I do not dodge them but let them hit me, because I know that this attack cannot cause me even a little damage. After this I look very good on the surface, but the pain in my heart has now reached the level of volcano eruption. Suddenly my figure turns to face me again. Suddenly she disappears. In the very next moment I reappear, and then after reaching the ground, if I have taken a firm stance, I say in my voice, you who are so weak should not be alive in this wall. After which in the next moment I take a deep breath and feel all my strength in my face. If you are willing, then run away with me today. I guarantee that I will fight you till the end. The next moment is on the card that cloaked man also runs away from his place, because I have seen so many purple attacks that he is not a fool and does not run away. Even if the truth is hidden, I punch with the cloaked bulls, which is the only one who gets attacked. Only the airflow of my swing gives him all the speed. I am staring at him by sending blows, and I say just go in one shot. I am going to punch his head. After that I was catching the falling soldier, but now he was cold. I do not let his body be attacked again. Due to the violent collision the force starts to leave the dust on the ground, but the thing is that the soldier is about to die. Still under the control of this cloaked man, seeing the soldier I feel a very heavy feeling of guilt in my heart. I was really very sorry to drag him into the whirlpool. Then I stop him within working distance and say to him, I swear in the ravine today I will definitely take revenge for you. After handling the case of the soldier, now comes his turn. Life for a life, blood for blood. In the next second my spit is the next and mine is the next. I look at the guard, and on hearing this he gives me company, and he goes completely crazy. He has never seen a person with such strong learning ability. If the feed continues then he will die. Then he tries to run away by jumping on the minister's shoulder, but how can I let him go? I put the jump marker till his height and say, my brother, the marker will run away. It is not so easy to escape, but this man turns out to be more of a king than I thought. As soon as I look at the manager, he immediately runs down and escapes. At this time he gets really terrified, and I keep staring at him with a look full of killing intent. Even if he escapes from my hands, I will see how he will do the next move. Next moment my punch falls and it breaks my veins. This time I attack again and again. This is how I do the bastard. Today I will definitely kill you. This punch breaks the monster's trunk, but the unfortunate thing is that its trunk starts joining again, but this time I don't let him have sex. I quickly catch hold of all the hairs of his ass and snatch all the abs from the monster on the stairs. The monster looks at me with wide eyes. So how did I do this? The ass of the ass starts burning like this. Then I crawl down and chase the man. At this moment I remain in wonder. When I see this scene I get very angry and tearful, and I am forced to touch my pet's body. He walks away and starts shooting me. He makes all the monsters of a sword smell like this. He spits out his urine and spits on his body and reads it. Then he strikes at me with half of his long spurs, which makes me lose my temper. I open my eyes with difficulty, and at that very moment I see a figure flashing in front of my eyes. For a while the place becomes quiet and he walks away looking like a cloaca, and I start shivering. So he jumped so much just for the sake of his pug. I did this. I throw it on the ground before my eyes. Earlier it was Damek, but it seemed that the photo of my parents was safe, but I am able to look openly, so now I am really an under-soldier. I had already started bleeding from his pussy and started being intoxicated with it. I take the dick out of his neck and take a donkey and make him come there. This time he did less work for me. Because of this it was necessary to take something back. Then I think about this cloak man who looks exactly like me, and I get very angry at him. This will not end like this. He had enjoyed a lot of milk in the past, and he would never stop. Maybe one thing that disturbs me a lot is seeing my people dying in front of my eyes. I might have to leave the shelter. I can't let anyone leave before me under any circumstances. In the next moment I hit the ground hard and immediately leave the place quickly. I move like a big litter, and the attached wire keeps moving quickly towards shelter number 6. I don't know at all that whatever has just happened between us. The hunter lying on the ground had recorded all of them. After a while Pak Sujan also reaches such a place, after which she orders the soldiers standing behind her to search the entire place thoroughly. Not even a single spot should be left out. Still a soldier looks at the footage of the interior and feels very shocked, because in this scene he sees that all the foot ministers were completely destroyed. In this way the hunter is unaware of even Pak Sugan. Things that starts to happen, on which she asks her spy net to check the inside and report all the infections. She keeps looking around for the clean beetle trace and understands that the porpoise hunter whom Lihan was talking about has not only survived the barming but has also cleaned out the whole monster nest. Look, even though it was not able to do this yet, a spy net of pure swelling needs to be searched now. An object is also found lying inside on the ground. It gets a touch and it says, look, I can read exactly what I saw right now. For a minute the pure swelling looks at the fit of the inside, and from the beginning till the end every scene keeps looking from the side. Not a single suspicion is seen in the sky. It is seen by the soldier who had reported to me earlier and stands next to it like a white head. That is the mystery center, and here it is. The soldiers keep clicking on the gray ridges from the monsters. After a while a soldier sees a ridger glowing with purple light on the ground. Information appears above it. The white bottle is a special energy potion that has permanently increased the magic power of the warrior. The white warrior is looking for the ancient royal desert, but then most of the questions are determined by looking at the bullet box, because the information about it is absolutely clear. There is no surprise. As soon as he goes to pick up the atomizer, a soldier from behind asks what was found, on which he puts all the rags to his chest and says that he did not find anything. He was not even able to rate that. The man above with a sister laugh gets cut down, due to which he asks the soldier that he might not have exposed it. The man understands the value of the box at a glance and says, if I am not mistaken, this is the reality. The leader says that he has dropped the atom and doesn't even want to know about it. Then he says in a calm voice that it is my duty to keep the military property with me. I understand that. What should I do? Hearing this, the soldier's heart starts beating. He thinks that if he told, then I would be finished under compulsion. He talks about splitting the trigger. If you made a proposal, then you too will not get anything. The man writes a set of words with a proposal and goes up the stairs. Soldier Protus takes up the gun box. This legendary atom seems to be like this, on which the man looks at it and forgets about it. Then there is no choice, or I choose first or report for 2 minutes. The soldier gives him the Galgan box, and then as soon as he gets the box the man gives a spray to the man and slowly says, finally I have found this pipette rail. After a long sprint I read the last shelter number 6. I look around carefully. I keep thinking that there has been no attack here recently. It says there is no fear at the same place. There are 3 pillars behind the people coming and going, also right normal, meaning this shelter is protected by the strong people. I go ahead and prepare to go under. But my mind keeps thinking of this closed man. I was not able to sense its prisoners at all, and here also I am not able to feel any purple prisoners. Even if strong people were not here, then still this place would have been destroyed long time ago. Then a man wearing white comes straight in front of me, on which I get confused. Is he blind? He pulls it out and says he wants to buy Bahar Danaya information. I say, if you told me then I will tell you, but first I have a question. I look at him and say, please teach me such a formula you write fic. He laughs loudly and says it is so good, it is just too good. The secret is that his eyes remain closed. He says that currently he has got an eye condition and his eyes do not open, but this thing does not affect me because I like him. The rays emanating from his eyes keep filling the light. This man is not so simple as he jumps. He is showing his power. It is written that there is a hole in the shelter. I do not pay much attention to him and he hides it. Which one does he want now? It is his turn to ask the question. He has been in the city for a long time, and what is happening inside him? He wants to know what exactly is going on in the city. He has also noticed the firing done by the soldiers on the city walls, which clearly shows that the combat readiness is going on. He says that the intelligence probably does not know anything, but he had heard the explosions, on which his curiosity increased. He wants to know what exactly is going on in the city. That's it. After hearing this I keep thinking for some time and I say to myself, this man is not as simple as I thought. It would be better to hide my train below. I feel a little light, and tell the truth I too got excited. I don't know it properly. There was a huge explosion from the suit. I was so scared that my letters fell down and I had to turn my shirt towards the mid-shift meter. Hearing this the man gets a little surprised and he says out loud, I have understood, while deep inside he is thinking that even though you are beyond your reach, still he gives me the money for the infection and says that it is enough to know the direction, after which he himself walks towards the same direction. I see him going and wonder what the hell he is planning. I don't know how many fighters like him are there in the city, so I can't create much commotion here. Otherwise it's my thinking I will start noticing one more thing, that even a suspicious person like me is roaming freely in this city. It is clear that people here are under control, or we are facing some common evil. That is why the pressure on humans has been reduced. The time is slowly turning into evening, after which I go to a clothing store and buy some clothes. With the money from this mug I get a trend quote which is written quite often by wearing it. I feel something like this. I guess its name was maybe Chang Shao, but I have just discovered the ancient world nearby. It makes me feel that this city is bigger than my imagination, and it tells me that I will have to adopt the stereotypical method. "Excuse, have you seen this couple seen in the photo somewhere?" But on the contrary to my friend, she becomes silent, shakes her hands nervously and forgets that she has never seen these people, then quickly walks away from there. I hide her for a few moments. Her reaction was more intense than necessary, due to which I showed her a fart, but still a man comes from behind abusing people, the sound of which catches my attention. He comes straight to me and speaks in an acid-edited expression. He is out to woo girls in the night. How wonderful is this? As soon as I hear this I turn to face him and stare at him. As soon as our eyes meet, sweat begins to run down his face. He says, "I don't right here at all." Then he points towards me and says, "I have come to this corner. People also woo me by showing their feet in the night." I am so intoxicated I turn him in front of him and ask, "Have you seen both of them?" He remains curious for a moment and says, "Are you asking the same thing to everyone you meet?" He compares the shape and feet of the child with the paddy and says, "You look like a fool, the one who likes me." He moves towards me and gets ready to kill me. Just kidding. Right there a truck passes by licking the monster. The driver hits the brakes on the pan, but I don't do anything. The next moment the truck hits me, yet I don't get tired of moving from my place. Seeing this, the spy is completely stunned. He doesn't understand whether the man is looking at me or whether I am holding my shoulder to the ghost and saying, "Sorry, what were you saying? Speak again." All the organs of the man are exhausted. Remember, I ignore what he said and walk in the same direction and say, "Thanks." When I found my parents I smiled and waved my hand when I met my parents. He walks and says that there is no need, no road is needed, but suddenly he runs away in the next evening and says that I am the one who has to do the same. I get confused even though I was a small child. I know my house, this is quite indescribable, but on thinking about it, it says Dad used to treat everyone well. Shahad, that is why I have a deep impression of him like this. Mom also used to treat Nabaras very well. How many people in the world used to talk to each other very well? They are going to pick up my fists. My sisters are good people, but I am not now. I will tease them in my presence. No one will bid them. After walking a little further, I stop at a corner. Shahid, this is the place. Spikes here told me, but here no one even passes and there is a lot of time at the entrance. Is the princess good under me? This is quite a luxury. Just by looking at the entrance I can say that she is good and Osti. Dad, I have not been to them since I have not traveled. Well, I push us away and suddenly my face becomes happy because a familiar but distant voice is heard from below. It has been 55 years since the voice has been heard. This is Dad's voice. Dad, he is talking to Mom today. The work is over early. Why does Dad open the door to welcome Mom, but the white hair in front of me sees me as God? My expression also changes after seeing him. Dad, more than I could have imagined. As soon as I open the door he looks at me with confusion and then suddenly becomes furious and says, who are you? You are opposed to taking my wife home. Dad keeps looking at me for a long time, but I don't recognize him. I don't blame him. In the last 5 years my things are very fine. I have not grown up like before, but now I am a completely different person. I speak softly. I am the only one, so you have forgotten me. This is a traditional. Dad, suddenly there is silence. He goes and says, do you think I am a fool? Isn't my son the one who is brave in the world? I am finding it difficult to do this. He is looking even redder than our old son, so we should do some test. I am a little shy and I say, what kind of test do you want to do? Dad says that I have changed a lot, so we will try to find a secret between father and son. So now I will do one. Are you really my son? While saying this, Dad is present at the cell and looks towards the unit as well, meaning if I say something suspicious the top shadow unit will end my tension, but he doesn't know that I am watching his every move. He is still watching me in the ass. It gives me relief to see so much security. Meaning we have been keeping Dad for years now. Our unique father's secret starts. I feel a little stomach for scolding Dad because he is about to sleep like he shouldn't have been in the first place. Where does everyone start? Home economics medieval 8 group I go to take cooking classes. Dad gets shocked as soon as he sleeps. He doesn't understand how I know he is lying on top of the bed. Maybe the event leader also remains stunned. He never imagined that he goes to cooking classes, but this was just the first secret. Dad secretly goes to hair classes every week. He falls on the ceiling as soon as he sleeps. Maybe the event leader also remains stunned. He can't even think of it, but he gets scared. Dad, they stare angrily towards the ceiling as if they are saying if I even thought about it I would be sick. As soon as I see her, the event is written to the leader as if a soot beam has got stuck on the neck of the sky. The whole room is filled with the air of smoke. Still the father remains angry and says, taking all this life does not prove that you are my son. So let me tell you some things about the family. If you know, then there is a slight spray in my eyes. If you know, then I have told you that I am speaking. I know it, and later on I am not going to say what I am about to say. It will be heard by others. I can clearly see the sweat on my grandfather's face. He is saying this. If you speak again, then I turn and point towards the 2 suds kept there and I say this. It is not true that the brother's Japanese sword is a twinkling. As soon as he hears the word Shadu, unit leader becomes drenched in sweat and there is a glimpse of pink in his grandfather's eyes, yet he makes fun of me. To give proof, I am standing and have picked up a sword and say that on this handle there are marks of my brother's grandfather. As soon as he hears this, Shadu unit leader becomes one with him. Today he will not survive because he has made a big mistake in the past. He first learned the secret from Bast that when Bast's hands were tied he had fought by holding the same sud and had killed 28 people. I take out suds while sleeping. At the same time, Shadu unit leader gets ready to pick up and writes to him, I can attack Bast, but I press my hand and say if I am right then this sud is retracted or not. See if it turns out to be true. When I want to praise the crocodile he abuses me, but at that very moment he clings to the crocodile and starts crying loudly. We all thought that I had been scolded for so many years, but I did not care for him. What kind of a child are they crying? They also had tears of joy in their eyes. They felt that they have come back to the truth after my disappearance. I and Dad did not stop kissing me. Leave me, father. I am in every place. I keep searching for life and there is a lot of fear in knowing it, and today the same dream has come and stopped. I say to you with all my heart, you can call down the first one. Take a shadow. For the first time I have seen the ghost like this. The ghost who killed countless people in the bloodshed, and the donkey was like that. The old streets keep revolving in his mind. He realizes that he never saw the ghost like this. I haven't seen him cry. If he tells this to anyone, then no one will care, but suddenly his mind becomes strange. Sweat starts flowing from his forehead. It makes him cry that this place is more dangerous than a heel. He just wants to run away quickly and hopes that we will not kill him to get stabbed so suddenly. He breaks the ceiling with one hand and holds his leg. I look at him with a smile and say, "Are you in such a hurry?" He wants to talk to my friends. I am here below. After all four of us sit on the table, Dad says to the married unit member, "Your mood is the weakest of all my texts. Have you understood what to do?" I also fulfill Dad's words. I say, "If this thing comes to spring, then only you will have to bear the consequences." We both forget together. Due to this, the married unit turns into a gray-brown color. I swear I will not say anything. Police, leave me now so anyone can see that these two are one and the same. If this father, if you don't listen, then what is Dad? And compared to the ginger coming from me, Mom's voice sounds like an angel in his ears. Both of you, Father, just listen to me. Stop treating him like Mom. Hearing this from Mom, the head of the married unit gets tears in his eyes. He feels that only the madam is the gentle one in the house, but despite the smile on Mom's face, he was looking like a strange sister. She says, "You are not even a single word of spring. Don't forget, even I won't be able to save your life." Shidoho unit leader shakes his head again and assures that he will not keep piercing her. He will get all lost as soon as he gets out of here. I say to Ma'am with a sigh, "It's good that he did not talk about snoring in my fat and neon." Ma'am says angrily, "Honey, why did you yourself reveal your married secrets?" I smile a little after seeing this scene. I was smiling at the same live, and finally that moment has come. Now I am like a father and my family is still alive. Now I just have to beat them well. At the same moment I was sleeping in the bar of the house, and the next moment he opens the door of the gate with the sound of a crash behind him. There are many long-standing people standing. He teases and says he is a wet cat. He is smoking you. He is very powerful. He also wrecked the truck. But as soon as he looks inside, he keeps wondering whether I am sitting peacefully with the father. I look back slightly and say, "Wait, you mean me?" As soon as he hears what I am saying, he gets suspicious. He looks at Diane and recognizes that I am the same boy. His face changes from the beginning. He says deeply, "I am talking about the same person in the bus. This cat is ambidextrous. When it collides with the tree and stops, then it says in a golden voice, 'Are you strong? Are we more? You can't beat us all.' But while I am speaking, its legs are working on their own. In comparison to this, I am completely useless, as if I am not taking it seriously. I catch hold of my feet and say while speaking, "First, when I stand up, a powerful glow comes out of my eyes," due to which he goes to the door. I place my hand on his shoulder and say, "What is this?" This is the word of Dad's poop. He also falls asleep sparingly. No one can go above level 10 without the system. I feel light and I say level 10 can be from truck collagen. Andrea is standing behind me. God has long hair, and I speak softly. "You say that it is strong, but without the system what can I do to stop the cleaning hero?" Shahad himself does not say anything to him, but he knows from the bottom he just doesn't understand why I don't have a system. Just now I too was like, I don't know about the system, so I tell the cleaning hero to check my level with the system. Hearing this, he gets frozen and then he understands. I don't know if the system is a monster level and shows the info, but it doesn't show the level of others. I need inspection skill, which is there, and our boss has it, and I say that you will have to check it. I don't know whether Dad's skill will be able to see the info related to him or not. After some time, everyone sees Dad posting in the air because they are watching the system interface, which does not look at anyone else. I am posted from Mom. You will not check it. I live with Mom. Now I want to be with you. I know what I wanted to know. Meanwhile, Dad reads the words out loud. What is happening in his system panel? He sees only question marks. I am not able to retrieve the information. He looks confused. He keeps sitting for many times, but the result is out. Dad tells me the reason behind the first one. I don't have a system. The second one is that my level is so much above them that they can't see. Everyone gets attached. After hearing this, the boss is already war god and his boss is even stronger than him. They say the system is showing my name, but not so many abilities. The other theories may be right, and the most important thing is that if I had survived for 5 years, if I had been a beginner, I would have died. So my level is much above them. When I am asked politely what happened in these 5 years, I am some brown sickle passes more and my face turns red. Mom comes towards me and stops her crying and says, "Don't ask me from your seat. Has he come back?" My eyes become moist as soon as I hear these words. Now all her memories start flashing in my mind, but this moment of reunion makes time for all these pains. Tears start watering from my eyes on their own, and I promise to my mother that I will never leave her again. I will always stay close to her, and I will pray to her in my arms. My mother is crying loudly. Tears fall like a waterfall. This is emotional. Seeing the scene, tears come to my eyes, and then he takes out all his hairy nets. You people mean to disturb the madrasan reunion. Now go to the spring. He orders that today he should not be disturbed for anything. Tonight he will make a feast to celebrate the birth of his son's father. After everyone leaves, only me and Ma keep talking in the room. I ask Ma, where is my hair? As soon as he comes home, he does not show it to me. Mom scolds me. She explains to me, think more about me. Your daughter is absolutely fine. She is serving in the military. That is why she is the mother of the house. Now why have you come for this money? Mother also shows me the heavy photo on the phone and tells me that he is jumping on the front lens, which I am trying to take revenge on. I am not very understanding with her, but the daughter. He used to always stand in front of me and read and contact me. During this time no one ever spoke to me. After talking to him I posted, ma'am, is your status very high? Ma nods her head. Yes, I have done so people believe me. I am a healer. I also have many healing abilities. Then I am a porter. I also have a profession ability. I was surprised to hear this. So can you see if there is any problem in me or not? Ma says that she can't read me because she is not able to post. Then how did you know that I will come back? You had also left the clothes and letter in my room. Mama touches my face and smiles. I fooled around and told her that I have a professor. I had seen you lying down in the room, she told me while smiling. She had already told Dia that I would come back, but she did not believe me, and every day she kept emitting smoke from me. Everyone was leaving quickly and coming from here. They became the residents of this place, but the professors kept their fit. You can't see it. Otherwise there is a revival. There are many restrictions on the profession too, and one can make the profession again only after fulfilling some conditions in the same place outside the house. Some uninvited people go out. Their leader is a man with a scar on his face. I saw him and he went out with his people to welcome him. Welcome back, my friend. That man is a handsome man. He is the vice president of the United Guild. I saw his expression. He wears a lamp. So sweet. Why are you worried? What then? Do we go from a distance and cover in low voice? I did a secret investigation of some things and found out that Hanti-san is talking quietly. As you thought, Tiger Roar has connections to the military boss. Did we want to take action? He told that they had gone towards us to give monster cops military, but Notopukwala started talking in the admin inspection to make excuses. Monsters are very damaged, so no EXP. They will do the same. They make excuses, give us less points and give full report to their boss. After investigation, sub-evidence points towards Tiger Roar. That dad understands that it was his suspicion that if the neutral Tiger Roar is doing this, then he is a gentleman, but he is not going to fight. But the feature of the town will not be spoiled. Still, dad does not take much tension. Then there will be a fight. Now he wants to eat his friend first. If at that moment he waves his hand and a suit appears in his palm. After eating, I will go to Tiger Roar myself and end this matter. In dad's eyes at this time, killing intense is a captain. They have to be shown. United Guild is not something to suppress even by chanting Tiger Roar's name. Hostility comes in my eyes. My abilities are in overload state due to Blackshot. My strength is not. Their senses have also become king. Now I can sense even distant sounds. It seems that the bandits I met earlier also had a fight with Tiger Roar. I turn towards dad. He is taking me for negotiation. I will get some change from him. It happens because I don't know the strength of your body. In the next moment I open the door and say, Dad, you are going to eat. I am also hungry. I will also like to have company, and after eating I would also like to be with you. I want to see who dares to do good to us. But the hunter standing next to me is confused. He is under my influence and is worried, but he has never seen me before in the city. My friend Chakta was missing for 5 years and now father is there, but he has not discovered the system since he ran away. Hearing this, the hunter turns gray and looks at me with surprise and thinks, how can any human being survive for 5 years without the system? His gaze meets the mind for a few moments, and that human thinks that without the system he is just an artificial human being, but without the system anyone can do it in 3 days. If someone dies, if he has high blood pressure and high blood pressure skills, then he may be alive, but if he does not have low brain skills, then in a fight 8 situation he will become only a loser. The Indian man hides his hair and sighs loudly and says, this is really bad news, but you are lying right now. So in operation, my dear, please do well. Dad also agrees with this and tells me to stay at home, and with mom I feel like 2 moms and say, listen to dad now, I have not even taken you around the house. I think inside that these people are considering me as a normal human being, which is also a spectrum for the people of the system. I think from the heart, so I myself have not understood the whole situation of this shelter, and if the monster is true then it is. When I imagine I have to hide my railway power or else the princes will be in danger, so I confess and agree and say that he should go with Dad. After me I show him the expression of pure regret. I text him, he grabs the chance to see my abilities and he keeps scolding the innocent dog. After this Dad and his people go to Tiger Road Jiljatrafngal to seek justice. Seeing you leaving I feel a little uneasy. I just returned home and don't want to see my dad in danger. Mom explains to me that I should pray for your father. It is too early for me not to take you for your own good. Stay comfortably at home. In fact, I am the same as my mother. We have been reunited with so much difficulty and we both do not want to see each other in danger. Mom, my head is on my head again and she says, listen to me, your father is really powerful. I do it every month. The professor keeps an eye on his safety diligently and every time she sees that it is okay for the next month too, so I stop her hand. I am not a child, it is like a stone to be petted. Now Mom can do the danger force, but the Tiger Rover has a connection with the military. Further Dad's conflict with her will increase. I ask Mom to set up the shelter and ask Tiger Rover about our Aura Braille. Yes ma'am tells me that after giving birth to a boy made a hunter who manages a milk shelter with the military. Then Dad made a Unita gull and while working with the military in shelter. No. That's why the military is now becoming stronger, not just by crossing the Tiger Root towers, but its power is so much that the military has to remain hidden. The Tiger Root cannot take a single glance of the towers, and the Tiger Root also has a way to pierce the Tiger Gate, whose name is like this, that is its real name, and its power is very strong. I get confused. This is the first time I have heard that saints exist in God's language. Mother tells me that the tower is actually heavy. Its power is the first source of power for human beings. It is like a tiger's tree. A wave of real power grows outside. But in my heart I have already left from such a place. Earlier I had hurried to rest at home because I had not even imagined that the situation would be so serious, but now I have to leave. I have to go near Dia, but I don't feel like it at all, so I don't feel like having sex at all. After that I open the windows with a pinch and think that if I go out now maybe I can do something to Dia. Then I realize that along with the sound I jump, and with that very moment I get sexually aroused. At the same moment my mother is still at home and looks at my figure, on which a climax pressure comes on her face. Everyone has told you to get aroused, he says, but you don't listen. You are still as stupid as a child. On the other hand, Dyad is leading his people towards the Tiger Road with clear murderous intent, and on the other hand I keep chasing them from the house. I had reached a high place so that I can attack Dyad's team. Every place outside the score center is ready to hit the block, on which I find it easy to lock Dyad, but then my semen starts to double and the heat starts to feel diarrhea. I feel like it's like, because after coughing from the mucus fragment I don't even feel cold. Then how can I have diarrhea? Then also I hear a flat voice saying, serve the diabs, so you can't make fun of it. I feel like I'm roaming around in the air, and at this moment I feel like pleasing the veins of my mind, but he is very king, his prisoner completely conceals, and I don't feel it at all. I never thought that he would really follow me till the second number sex. In this state of anger suddenly I feel desensitized again, and then I hear his voice saying, I will not let you run away because your soul has already reached my door, in which I make fun of him. In the next moment I punch her hard and the heat of her clitoris rises and I come out, but my penis does not heat her at once. It goes straight to the source of her heat, that is, it does not build the rail of her. The clitoris gets aroused forcefully. You have become so drunk you also do not heat her with my grasp. When I feel her heat with the pad, then it is understood that whatever cut string it is just that. And the same curse expression keeps repeating. My shooting catches the attention of the people nearby. What are you doing on such nights? Are you planning to go there? Powerful flashlights make it difficult for me to open my eyes, on which I jump in the next second and disappear from sight. During the sprint I notice that the fare has disappeared again, on which I intend to investigate. I wonder if that person is a blue-eyed person. Then he is definitely a dangerous person, but as soon as I stop the cloud appears again and repeats the same lines, on which I make the same jump, wondering if he had disappeared because of the light of the flashlight. Then I desire to do a supreme shot. Then I stand below a state lamp and keep my aim towards the light. According to this, if I am in the search box with me, then the question mark will be activated, and if I lose the computer it can also be activated. This thing seems quite annoying. Thinking this, I press the question mark with the other hand and keep it in the search box with me, and the same line that I had thought of starts appearing again, but this time I make a touch copy of it and say the same words. Your question mark is done. Then I can't skip the stares of Diob's one pass by me. He sees me doing this and starts abusing me because of his lewd attitude, which made me understand that he only looks at me when the light is red on me. The noise starts ringing in my mind, but after some time he gets drunk and he stops seeing the penis, so I thought that maybe he had put a question mark on me at home itself, maybe because of sunlight and indoor light. These things are not experienced before. I feel a little worried about the fact that my secretions are fine, so how should I console myself? I have probably used this soul mask to track my secretions, that is, it can attack at any time, so I don't have to stain my ass at all without any dangerous consequences. First of all, I have to wash my teeth and avoid this irritating odor as far as possible. When the lat falls on me, then it is gone. If my mother's words are true and it means that Gale has been evacuated for the military, then he might be in the motel in Ginger. I got into religion thinking that Mug has a habit of biting the feet in the shelter. I don't know about the people in the shelter, but the military will not give a damn to Tiger Gale if so. They are trying to clean Gale if it is so. If that is what I want to do tomorrow, I will read it to Dad and Mom. Whoever turns it on for us will kill. At this moment my expression goes a little blank. I really want to go back to this 20-floor suite where our whole family used to live safely every day. And then in the morning we reach Dad's location. We are standing in front of Tiger Rower Gilt's building, but I don't follow him but go up a pillar. I really want to know how Dad negotiates with Tiger and Gale, because when there is a conflict with others there should be no violent confrontation. This is what Dad had taught me once upon a time. I only understood half of it because I was small and did not know how to fight. Now I did not know whether Gale would really fight with the member or not. If he did Shroki to me, what should I do? Then I hear a sound like movement in the kitchen, on which I think that the conversation is about to start. I look back and see two girls standing in front who are very excited. From the door they are not even able to stop their faces. Then I see Dad standing in front and making a motion like a door to door, on which Dad's other people are very anticipating at this moment. His friends used to say that there are about 20 people lying on the top of the door. At the very moment when I had left the scar, Dad turns up. There is clear murder printed in his eyes. Am I in the kitchen at the far end of your ass? Will you not greet me by springing it now? The blood on Dad's hand gets instantly bruised, and as soon as I touch it I get filled with power. A shot full of blood moves fast towards the building, and with it, and now she sees the next second bulls are running everywhere and the entire building is reduced to ashes. At this moment there is no silence left in the house. On Dad's face only the ghosts of the murders, and the dominating prisoners are left standing next to him. He keeps watching everything without a second thought, and the faces of those standing behind him get very excited. Seeing this scene I get shocked as a believer. All that was said was true. Dad is really powerful. I thought my thoughts were useless. After this Dad slowly straightens his hair. The blood has split in different ways. Then Dad speaks slowly. It's enough time to take action. Do they really think that we are dead? How come you have so much audacity to kill our people? At this point I point out a mistake in Dad's face. I want to cover it up. Is it always like this? He has been very happy to hear this. He has shown a very proud expression. You know that he is famous for getting the best results in the fight. I get spritz on hearing this and say with regret that he always considered violence as the last resort. It is written in this tone. Dad had said the same thing to her, but that was his old philosophy, so she believed that military can solve the problem. But now things have changed. It is finished. He further says that later entry tons of things happened whenever our people went to a military conflict area. They used to get a little confused. Constant conflict changed Bast's philosophy. Solving the problem is the best way to do it. If you can't win the fight there is no point in talking. First you beat, then resign. This is Bast's new philosophy, and this is what we follow. I feel better after listening to him, but now he is confused after seeing this Mang. I look at the trouble award, but Dyad keeps moving towards the difficulty. I look ahead at the figure of Dyad and think whether I had mistaken him earlier or anyone becomes domineering when he has power like Dyad. This Mang had intrigued me. Maybe he also has full of praises and he keeps dominating everywhere. It seems that I have not yet understood this world properly. I have understood that there is a building on the other side of it. A figure appears on the rooftop and he sees the next scene where several helicopters are handling a monster cobs. At this moment Mang gives a purple blindfold and green gleam shines in his eyes. His skill auspicious eye has been activated. He sees a level 90 boss in torn apart state which does not have burn marks or other scars from heavy weapons, and this is the same monster whom I had killed in the religion. He spreads a cloth over his eyes and says that there are really very fortunate people in this world. It is quite scary that we have to live longer otherwise. On the other side, inside the building, white smoke is still rising from the place where Dyad had done. Dyad and his team stand there waiting for the arrival of the leader of Tiger Roar Guild. Within a few moments a group is seen inside, and the leader of them, Vicky Goose, destroys Dyad. He laughs and says to Goose that you are thinking about doing the situation. The situation is the same when the shelter was built for the first time. It gives Dyad some unpleasant memories, and he also replies to Goose, yes, the situation has changed, especially since the people like you have come. As soon as he finishes speaking, Dyad raises his eyebrows a little and says, I think you keep on doing this so that the ruble ends. He looks at the victim completely unconcerned with Dia's provocation and says, don't you do it yourself. His provocation fills Dia's vein. What are you crying? I can't do it for you. In the same moment Dia's blade expands again and the 4 more lying balls of sugar start dancing. Seeing this, the clean John Dyad tells him the same thing. After all, you will run away in the bat. The very next moment a man walks by from behind and says sharply that he will not love the snake. This man is on level 63 base. He angrily says that you are the one who agreed to his appearance to fill the conflict under the shelter. The girl member is very fond of him, but the situation is still in stalemate. Dyad understands from his heart that he is entrapped today. He has already entered, but he never imagined that the military United Guild will be sent to his territory, and he says, I am talking about Widness. So look at the top of the wall, there is a fool looking at me. Isn't this an evidence I have just made? He argues that I had made this mistake while testing the structural integrity of the shelter. If the shelter is dangerous, then I will ask my friend to repair it. At this moment the officer comes forward and comes in front of the lamp and says in a cool tone that you are not understanding now. I will not take the decision here. If I say this is evidence, then this is evidence. Today you have confused the other girl inside the shelter. If there is a problem then with this understanding, suddenly the swelling inside Bilden becomes more like a hunter and attacks us on the basis of which he has seen the Victoria's Secret and says that you are defeated as soon as you step here. It is better to surrender, evidently, otherwise I will try to fire my subordinates. This stone-faced tornado Chrissy succeeds. He will not kill with the gunfire, but his subordinates can bear so much fire power. The subordinates standing behind also become active and say to him angrily, you lowly people have created a trap and have threatened us all. They are trying not to surrender to Dad, and he says that it will be because of him that we have to fight at this moment. Dad's expression also becomes seriously. He knows that today he is in trouble, and all this has happened because of military Antonin. All the members standing behind him, they are ready for the fight, but Dad tells them to stay put as they too will not fire. Level 63 assassin is there and says, do you want to gamble on your brother's life? I don't care about the high stakes gamble, but have you got the prize for it? Dad's blood then suddenly bursts with a loud sound. The pain inside Dad is not broken, but facing the level 63 assassin he feels anxious. That's why Dad attacks his pure target. If he makes it a host, then a disaster can come out. This thought starts bleeding fast. The assassin and the pure agent become the type. Is he going to destroy the pure agent? He tweets his thoughts. He does not want to become a weak link, and the defense skills of the agent are different from other classes, due to which the incoming attack can be more advanced. It makes him pure. Taijin hopes that with this skill he will be able to block Dad's attack. The person who plays Pak is a thoughtless defender who can only block the attack of Sacha, but due to the same reason, when he is against Sacha he performs even higher than his level. Pak, who had already tested his Sach shell and confirmed that he had also crossed the full 4 streak of level 9. He stops because he believes that Dad's level of penetrativeness is superior to him, and hence he has no fear. Hence he is imagining in his mind that Dad's lust will be destroyed after hitting his shell. Pak runs it with force. If I am angry, then he has broken my shell. Military personnel on the other side have put a wire and keep on pressuring him whether I will accept it blithely or people want to be with all their companies. Chu Jin Han's sex question gets very hot. Now he stands behind him and says to his father that he should never surrender. Why should he get lost in the battle? But he should not surrender. There is a conflict going on in the heart of the Jin. He does not want to drag his brother. His hand stops for a moment on the handle of the billet, then he takes a decision in his heart and directly gives the billet to the other party. This is the action of giving up its benefits. The hunter is surprised to see this. He was not expecting that Bast would take such a decision. The same military personnel shows the team fans words and says you have already taken the last cup of tea. There is a signal in the middle of the blade. When it is moving then it means ready, and when it is leaving the current is flowing from the next second itself. Mostly the powder in its trunk circulates in this way. Other people do not know the stack, hence they become careless, and the sprays and strong applications can be eliminated by understanding this and throw the blade on the dry ground, and this is the signal that the battle has started. The one who is a little confused does not understand why his blade has disappeared, but he does not get the understanding to think, because this is the one who moves towards it with great speed. Seeing this he goes inside, and while doing this he makes the shell's energy to the maximum. While doing this he is convinced that this shell is made of magic and cannot be broken by anyone. Skip to the next moment. Jahan waves his hand again and the ghost of the snake again goes into his hand. He says, "You are so confident in your shell, so I will test you." Jahan, who remains completely unfrozen, says, "Level 99, I can't keep breaking it, so how will you do that?" It was like this that they had got up slowly. The purpose of this is to cover the suit tape with the rubber because they know that Pak John's defense is better because his suit shell only blocks suit streaks. So Ran Cho Jun Han quickly sews his suit and directly breaks Pak John's shell. The power of the asterisk shoots like a hum which causes his internal organs to explode. Pak John realizes that he has miscalculated. This suit was not smart, it was hum-like, and such an attack is very hot. This believer can't even shell a suit. He doesn't attack his grandfather, but who wants to give Scotty a fit blouse? The guy standing next to him is shocked by the couple and says, "I know you have targeted me, that's it." He turns away and attacks the dad. "Now I can touch you, but I can't touch you. If I touch you you will be finished." But the stalker, he doesn't let that happen. Remotely from the palm it helps in the fight of the lamp. The same stone pops up from the ground and stops the Asen's arm from moving forward. The Asen feels a bit of a challenge because the floating jaws and his moment resumes. The second leg, which was completely in the pan, touches the one who has lost his hold. He gives the order to turn his body nets into a trap for mercy. It seems that the trigger is pressed and gun bullets come out from the gun barrel, but the soldier again acts in the same direction. He puts his two glasses together and points them up and says, "Do you dare to hit my but in my presence?" This moment gives Chujin Han a chance to solo. His heart gets excited if he captures the pure things and makes his life thread and makes him retreat, then everyone can come out safely. As soon as Chujin Han's palm is about to reach the pure sinew, the pure body starts to show itself like an old dog, and Chujin Han remains only in the hands of grandfather, and Chujin Han becomes completely silent. He did this for the first time. "I have seen such a sinister skull and I am feeling uneasy, and say that the stones are yours. The cage had trapped me in the dark, and as if the shell of the pure stars was broken, so I made it magic with the Rizal magic. Now it has opened the traces of its skull. For those who don't understand, it is like the flying thunder of the flash. Now when your host is gone you will not surrender." Officer Argon saw the gun and waved his hand and moved all his body nets together. He gives the opportunity to chase the desired Han. This Akana breaks down and catches the desired Han completely by the way on which this necklace of his can become a complete ruin for him, but standing next to him he is standing with a breath of a lion's breath, who does not understand why the person appears here. His eyes are full of pain and confusion. Apart from Han's souls are also present there. Asen shakes his head, to which Asen doesn't even understand the meaning of one of his expressions. He says, "Why are you guys so angry about it? Why haven't you moved yet?" Someone silently moves behind him and walks towards him. He wonders if this is also the reason for this. He points towards me without knowing the reason, and although he does not recognize me, but he explains one thing, that I am his enemy, on which he decides to do the asterisk first. He has no other options, and he thinks of doing this technique. Then he slowly moves his hand towards the potion kept on his waist. Whoever is watching notices this mistake and explains that this is the same deadly poison here which was prepared to defeat the level 90 bases, but it was their honor. I don't know that the officer captured everyone, but as soon as I step on it the base suddenly releases all its strings and gets free from my restraints. Believing this, my instincts swell completely and I consider myself as the power of the base. The grass croaks and the fish becomes very fast as soon as it bites, but he does 3 spots as if he was aiming at my vital points. Seeing this he becomes completely drunk and says, "1 or 2, get out of here right now." He himself curses this officer 1,000 times because his action puts everyone in danger. No one present there can bear the wrath of this poison, not even he himself. Soon the poison starts spreading in the air all around, and in the blink of an eye 4 or 5 soldiers are killed. Pakta John died from the poison. He didn't want this, but at least this would have ended the relationship. Pakta John thinks of running away from her, but as soon as he thinks, a massive palm moves towards him and I grab both the bodies and grab them and pull them back. Pakta John is lifted and I don't stop like moving them. Pakta John is left completely confused as to how he is still moving. He is doing this. This is the poison that can kill a level 90 boss. The base officer also gives me a treat because even if he is doing a big mistake even to this little poison, then there is only one poison. He is a monster level human being whom even a level 90 poison cannot kill. In my grip, the same thing is going on in the minds of both of them, that they have provoked the wrong person today. But what he did was he was completely caught in my death, and when I touched him lightly my hands fell on the ground. The thought of such a simple blow could have killed me. I tell both of them to commit suicide or else they will meet the king's solution. Today's matter will be pure only here. Those who are shocked from under the attributes of the feet of each foot are sleeping. The integument is the sensation, stinging, anger and irritation. I am crazy about Astaxon, so my level of excitement is equal to 100 feet. I say to him angrily, then he speaks in a pure tone. I want to hit him quickly. He gets a smile on his face because it is a golden eagle. He prepares to pounce while I am busy in attacking the giants, but in my opinion his attack is slower than a turtle. In the next second both of me are angry. I throw my old clothes straight away and then flash past them. We pass and with a loud crash it hits the wall behind it. After the impact it touches the ground and both of them almost touch each other. Dad's expression is completely cut off that he had beaten the two Sparts, but still he starts getting very slow, on which I say in a cool voice that you are going to show off in front of Pete Trax and Spart. He does this and then appears behind me. He thinks that I will not wear this scarf, and with the thrust of the blade he plunges the blade straight into my vagina, but as he does not speak he stops thrusting the blade and was not able to penetrate my skin, so he is in a dilemma as to how it gets stuck. What is even worse is that the blade gets stuck and no matter how hard he tries he is not able to get it out. I turn around and hit him on the face. He moves back, but I hold his face with my hand and at the same time blood starts flowing from his nose. My punch is just a taste of the wind. He avoids his face. Still he gets injured. Now only one thought remains in his mind, but I do not let go of him. As soon as he wants to run away I appear in front of him and my eyes remain focused on him. I have no interest in talking to him. I place one hand straight on his border and press my lower back with force. In such a situation only one thing runs in my mind, that the speed of this person standing in front of me. After ending this I slowly become empty and the crisis has consumed my mind. Now it is time to turn back. This believer and his followers become so silent that they do not understand what is happening. Forget that I had moved forward one step at a time, then the soldiers standing near me automatically start moving back. Their commanding officer keeps holding my hand, yet none of them dares to go ahead and ask for his release. One soldier tries to stop me, but the rest of the soldiers standing behind him scream in fear, and it is indicated that even if you don't do this at all, don't think that you are dead. I will go and turn my back towards this lamp and say, don't take care of the other person. After that, as soon as the work is over, we go home quickly. This stone touches the lamp, slips lightly, and that person thinks that today he has come here, otherwise these people would have been in great danger. Next day we return to the house. The lamp asks the door and enters inside, which says that the interrogation is over, but unfortunately there is no one from the lamp. Couldn't figure out the inference, but it doesn't make much difference because now we know the position of Tiger Ruhr Guild, on which it is necessary to remain alert for the next few days. Apart from this, one more thing remains heavy on the mind of Dyad. He says that we will see the plans of Tiger Ruhr later. First you tell me your situation. The three people present there want to know that what one sprint did I do in the last 5 series. I have become so powerful in just 5 years that seeing they all remain astonished from within, and after seeing the failure that has unfolded I understand the reality of my actions, which makes me think that now I have gone to explain everything. I start telling my story of the last 5 years. 5 years ago I had fallen in a place called Abs, and during this time I kept on going on and on. I felt that surely some kind of spirit had trapped me inside. I have told you about the entire time in Abs. I told you that I have been there for 5 years, and at the end of the day I took it back on the basis of teleporting me a seminar. Hearing this I get a kick out of reading it. He says that it is difficult to believe a theory because there are a total of 16 towers and none of them match your description. If so, then that tower is not in the field at all and you accidentally teleported inside it, so I am standing nearby. Hunstan says if he is near the tower shelter number 6, then we can clear it by looking at the private. He sighs deeply and says in excitement, son, you are alive, that's enough for me. Everyone else gets scared after listening to this. Hunstan standing near him reads the feeling and says your son is the strongest in a minute after throwing up. It is not just a relief if even in my dreams I wake up smiling and my aunt touches my hand and says with a pained expression that I don't care about what happened to you, it is important that you just go back. After I started rolling, I get one thing in my heart, that I will never let this family break again and I will attack this house with all my strength. Meanwhile, I notice that there are scars on my mother's hands and my hands are also the same as from the battle. Max. We are filled with this feeling that both of us have fought a lot. I tell my beloved that now I will never leave him and will make our family as before with all my might. Yet suddenly the slide above our head closes and as soon as the slide goes I feel a slight sadness in my mind. I come to know that that person is going to appear again, Dad, and he gets confused and asks what happened. The result is that in every single second, according to my desire, the blood of Cloquet gets materialized in me, due to which seeing me makes me cry. This man is really very kind. He again repeats the same videos. I will not leave you, stares abyss, but this time my vagina swells because he forgets different videos from his vid script and he gets wet from my shoulder. I get tears in seeing which gets dispersed, but I feel that he is just me. As soon as his head disappears from the body, his figure follows me and he says long time no seed of the abyss because he has lost his self-awareness, and I think that in his current form illusion I feel the present sense of myself. I don't feel anything, hence he writes to me he has not materialized. Maybe it is still an illusion on which I am. I decide to first finish my current matters and then I will handle them, but then the cloaked man slowly extends his hands and says, what are you trying to do? You read this is an illusion, cheating, ordinary naralagud. I like the day. Then he hits my sides with both the hands and says, today I will test the value of arrogance. By his hands my hands and hands get sucked into my dark-ass cheeks and I can't see anything now. Black smoke seems to come out of my eyes and keeps spreading all over the body, due to which I realize that this is not an illusion. I can't really see it. What I don't know is that all the 3 people present there are completely stunned after seeing this scene. What has happened is that there is so much block of mast around your body. Dad also notices the smoke that is coming out and says that you have turned into a complete black smoke. Neither are you moving on the road nor are you moving. What has happened next? The smoke is doing its perfection ability and is trying to remove the mucus from my vagina, but its system has shown the understanding that the target is not affected by any pill, hence this skull is ineffective. Yet the situation I see in front is not normal. I am scolding myself. Right now I was very careless, due to which I became aware that the reflexes are still working on me. At that very moment I slowly take control of my chest and get ready. I absolutely cannot let someone read my fingerprints, on which I instantly rush from my place and grab the throat of the cloaked man with my right hand. Other people get shocked by my such action because they see me turning my face while I am in the bus and nothing else. Seeing the cloaked man, he starts laughing loudly and says, why am I afraid? Should I show it to you? By slurping my throat. At this moment Dad's action becomes very frustrating. His mind gets filled with confusion. He says, son, what is it that means to me? Nearby I haven't shown you anything. Even my mother doesn't see anything. I don't answer Paranja's questions, but I keep staring at the cloaked man with killing intent and say, coward, why are you surprising me? Hearing the word coward, the cloaked man looks like he's reading and says, don't be mistaken, I'm not coward in the sky. Power. Actually that was his second exposure while I was in the abyss, so God's messengers are monitoring me, and because I left the abyss without authorization, he says, come with me to the abyss. Lucier. Hearing this, I think that perhaps the air was the one that man mentioned. Meanwhile God's messenger's dad gets ready to take out his blade, because even though he doesn't understand anything, he feels that the cloaked man is dangerous and he has to be killed. The cloaked man gets really angry with my words and says, once you win you should consider yourself very important. Other people are underestimating me very much because of my stubbornness to do so. I can't even take your power away even if I want to. This is what I say because this is what I am saying. Get it out from outside. In the next moment, the pour comes out and falls on the cloaked man, causing him to run in pain, and at the same time the block covering my eyes starts to slowly move away. The cloaked man, due to which he is caught in a binding force. Why should he do this? Even though he was not able to come out, the evil man speaks softly. Whatever I have just said is true, and I sacrifice for it. What I have just said is true, and I sacrifice for it. Be happy to see him. He goes and says, Shurjansi, how are you? Here ahead, right here. Golden light falls on my eyes and my vision turns back, but I keep seeing that the person whom I thought was a believer with the shelter entrance turns out to be a head exit. I console myself with the father standing behind. He says, I will talk to you later. First let's finish the conversation with you, then I will understand. I sit like this for 22 hours. After everyone leaves, I console myself with Shurjansi. What is the situation? He points towards his eyes and says, I am not like that, but my eyes can see the power of medicine, hence I have forbidden this cow, and that cow is the same as Cloquet. He further says, my power of medicine is like his, but the strength is more than that of any girl. This is how I got it. I don't want to wait now. There is no time. Many massive divine powers are converging here, so I have to think of a countermeasure. Maybe the reason for coming is my power. And he says that what is between you and this daughter is true, but you can't go back forever. I think you should get out of here and join the military. I like hearing this. I say quickly, join the military. The same people who had once tried to kill me from the bomb. I am happy to hear this. He is there and says, because military can be like this, and he is the one person on whom you can trust. If you are the last military man, then he will not easily turn against you. I say, after military later. If I leave from here, then how will the safety of parents be ensured? On which he looks at me like this. Anton follows the rules that he does not easily go away in the cases of military solitariness, on which this is the case. This is the convention due to which a land exists till today, and in the next moment he releases his second form and writes that a countless light points should spring from his body, on which he further says that the most upheld thing is that as long as I am present here they will not take any rash action, and then the power of a stone pebble is equal to the air. Until they are full they will not dare to touch your parents or any human being present here. At the same time, in the second place, people inside the conference room of the Writers Guild are standing and looking at the clear list of leads, on which one of them says that what a useless mission it is for a person to assemble us pickles for a person who does not even have a system, on which the other tells that the one in charge of the intelligence is the son of a white-haired djinn who had disappeared many years ago. Perhaps he is someone like him. I got excited while entering, and then he further says that filing alone was enough to handle such a piece, hence there was no need to call all four of us. Hearing this, filing clearly gets displeased, and he angrily tells me that this sketch has been done for me to sign. Why don't you handle it yourself? On which the conflict is not about to start between the two yet. Suddenly a hand strikes the flank's shoulder, and as you see, the blue hair woman gives him the signal to stop making requests and follow the boss arrangement. This woman is not the only one who is also a member, on whom the stressed man sitting in front says quietly that I will also participate in this operation. Hearing this, all the people present there start showing short expressions, on which someone says that the boss is also going to make a call. That person then further tells that this is the direct commander of the zoos. We have to eliminate this guy with one or two names. After this, the time says that there is a shelter nearby. Even then the water is going to be activated. This is the advantage when someone is in clear control. Still, he further tells that the stable alliance has Tiger's proposal has been rejected, and he is going to follow his own plan, on which this time we will have to fulfill not just one or two but also the love of the one who has made the alliance. Saying this, infinite killing intent is issued from the eyes of the Bast, on which the time says in Hindi pictures that no one can refuse the command of Jesus, and we have to resolve this meter first. He is looking forward to seeing everyone. Are you all? On the other hand, we have also been given complete preparation and arrangement, on which Shurjansi tells me that I should go to the command center and find Pak Sojin there. He tells that Pak Sojin is his old acquaintance, hence he will take good care of me there, and I go to clean him with confidence. After this he warns that if the beetles break out, then you must keep an eye on this tablet level, because as soon as the tablet formation is activated, after that even the tiger will not be able to antifer. On which Mom smiles looking at me and says that alliance is digging here, so you can go without worrying. Then she further says that your father and I are also quite strong, so I am certain. To which I declare that I have understood, but still I keep feeling a strange feeling in my heart, because I have just met my father and do not want to go away from him. After about 15 minutes he sits near the main gate waiting for the people who should come here. Even though he is not regretting inside the second courtyard, he starts solving, and the sound is quite loud. On seeing this, he clearly understands that this is the first setup of the coming storm. He senses that something has gone wrong because extremely powerful divine power and killing intent starts spreading from inside this courtyard, on which he understands that those people have arrived. On the other hand, from outside the gate, the divine power starts bursting inside. When seen from the sky, 4 figures are seen standing at the entrance of the gate, one of each human being. The flame is very powerful, which clearly shows that all of them are AR level people. So the first attack rushes from outside, but the shot remains completely intact. It hits the ground and the torch releases the golden bell barrier. As soon as this black mist touches this barrier, the torch rebounds and is not able to penetrate the shell at all. Shochan has my spears and arrows behind him, and after feeling this, everyone remains shocked. After a warm greeting, all 4 of them enter inside, and a clear killing intent is visible in their eyes. Seeing this scene, one becomes truly terrified. They had never even imagined that the Tiger Warrior Guild actually deployed all 4 SLRs, but this was not all, because behind them another figure gradually appears, on which everyone looks at this figure and bows respectfully. It is clear to see how much this man's status is in their hearts. This person has come, or it is no one else but LTCH, who is the boss of the Tiger clan and is considered to be the strongest hunter in the world. Seeing this, a feeling of grave danger starts in Shohan's heart, and he thinks to himself that even L has also come here. It means this Mater Behad can go in a bad direction, on which he orders the bee to do ghosts. The second child waves his hand first, and black energy comes out of his hand and rushes forward rapidly. Seeing this momentum, every person present there is stunned. This black mist demon, which transforms into a fee, moves towards the father. Dad Tehran Trouble Sense aligns members' positions. Detected by this specter, even stealth units are not hidden from him. Found and discovered. Now there is no place to hide in front of such a perfect detection, on which Dad Tehran activates the eye of detection, but seeing this detection she remains completely shocked, because the level of every person present in front is above 100, while the combat levels of our side are more than 7 behind the opposing side. This level difference is not a joke. If it is not handled properly, people will really die. On which Show Johnny speaks softly, "It is quite late. What have you all come here for?" He looks towards his side and says that according to the sight of Spectre, that person is not late to be seen here, on which Lek takes a step forward and asks in a cold tone, "Where is he?" But Shoshan still shows anger. He says, "What are you saying? You are suddenly taking someone's name and I have no idea who you are." Hearing that you are talking about hot-tempered Filong's presentation, the whole story gets over. It gets heated, and that is, I speak angrily. You stop speaking. If you don't speak now, every person present here will die. I am giving you the weapon. Show understanding, on which, seeing this burst of anger, the temper of the doubt also gets flared up, and he says in very harsh words that it seems that you have not got the right shot. I will have to educate you properly. Hearing this, a smile appears on Fian's face. He says that this is absolutely perfect for me, because I have always hated you monks who consider themselves very superior. Look at me today. I don't want to know what exactly do you plan on disciplining me. Meanwhile, Ma'am is already standing here preparing herself. At this moment, Ma'am does not show her useful gentleness at all, but her eyes appear heavy with killing intent. But as soon as she activates the barrier, a big cloud of black-green smoke surrounds all the enemies present there. This is, Ma'am, one of the skeletons who put a cross on the fence of Pontus. They lose the ability to see, but the strange thing is that these people do not feel anything, but they start attacking their systems with interest. The people are no longer able to articulate the standards set in front of them, and they try to start from that, and I say to them, "You wretched people, how do you expose them to us?" Within just a blink they reach in front of the people, and at the cost of this. Bihud shows an arrogant smile, and there he says that even after getting cursed by trash, I am the only one who can crush your courage. But at that very moment the situation suddenly becomes normal, at which Swansea opens his eyes and catches the incoming punch of Phila. Seeing this, Philid gets shocked. His eyes fill with disbelief, on which Xanthi says with a slight smile that he thinks it is not true about the blood pressure, and then he further says that today I have shown you the power of blood pressure. At the same time he notices with Philo's door that his blood pressure has suddenly increased by 100%, that is, the total 30 blood pressure has decreased, due to which he gets a feeling of suspicion. He says that losing blood is not such a big deal, nay, at the same time his attention presses forcefully on Philo's collarbone. In the next second he shows from Cheney's attic the philosopher's body is flying straight into the air, and he doesn't even get a chance to retaliate. At the same time, not only the fans are there but also the rods of all the minibuses present there are also giving a tease. This is the rail power of the cars. As soon as you go inside the car's zone, the roll meter's roll decreases to 50 cents, on which Shikani says that now when the level is reached, P is not that big anymore, so I want to see how you defeat me. But the snake doesn't even look at the face of the cat, but instead there is a strange smile on it. A pressure gets organized even more, and he says that he is crying now. Things are beginning to be understood. Then he turns back and tells him that now is the time for your performance. Hearing this, she becomes so proud, and in her hands is the power of the world. At that very moment a full-scale battle begins to take place. Lately, I want to know that when either of them comes to know about the situation here, will they rush back or not? At the same time, a wave of the hand passes over all of us, and a teleportation power appears around the lamp and Joe Kinsey. When the people open their eyes again, they realize that they have reached some other location. The place is like this, which is specially designed for the couple. One person gets shocked after seeing this incorporeal power and says that this situation is absolutely perfect. On the other hand, the person is still present in the unit there. Smilingly, he says that it is enough. When I have just taken me in the shower, my heart is beating faster than a minute. He further thinks that it is not at all boring to wait for two of them to settle down in such a trap. At the same time, the rest of the members of the unit angrily curse Lizzie for the day and bring him back. What have you done to us? After this, Lizzie decides to end the English romance and says coldly that now is your time. Meanwhile, on the other side, I have also fanned this direction where Pack is swollen. Presently I get down from the air and plant in front of them. Seeing this entrance of mine, all the people present there fall asleep as if the pure swelling is completely visible. I wonder how this mystery hunter has appeared here. After planting, I take out the breasts from my vagina and I thrust it into the blonde standing in front of me. There can be no mystery in this, it is really pure swelling, on which I turned both hands up. I get up and introduce that I don't have any hotel waiting. I say that I am from abroad and I am seeking a military petition, on which Pak Sojin waves her hands and scans her lips asking me to lower my weapons. This man doesn't give a damn. Pak Sojin has already received my first confession there. She asks me if I have any tea or not. 5 years ago they suddenly disappeared, and now 5 years have passed with triumph. But I am very curious about one thing about which Propali wants to discuss from her mouth, and on the other side the wall has also started. Inside a rhino, the ant pushes the cross in her hand forcefully on the ground, and then she starts to crush the goats with her voice, and there she says close. But as soon as she speaks, the staff in her hand starts glowing with light. The radiance emanating from the staff slowly shoots towards the sky. This light slowly starts taking the form of a humanoid figure. Within a few moments an angel appears in front of her eyes. Seeing this, the father gets very shocked and wonders if this is the power of the goats. This wall is very impressive. Below this angel a blue barrier appears. Inside this barrier, wall space is available for both the sites. 5 warriors will be sent to each site. The site that will get the first 3 vectors will take it to the base of Olympus, and the one that will destroy it will be killed by the divine light on which it will come alive. This guy is staring at us with extreme anger and says that you all are going to be defeated right here and wait for the punishment that is going to descend on you. This listener is born in the heart of the mother. The gap of power level and low bat ability of both the sites is very high, and it has come as a surprise to everyone that now she is not able to even force the feature, nor is she able to watch the feature scenes. Confusion is visible in Dad's eyes too. And he says that there is talk of fever here, but here we are together, only these 3 people. Why? On which the little girl says to her father that there is no need to ovulate. When we have said ferrets, then the ferrets have definitely arrived, and the remaining 2 ferrets are probably also on the way. He may have been taken, but he is not at all entangled, and yet he is the only one standing in the middle of this mysterious battle. He gets ready to fight from our site. He loudly says, "Who wants to die first? I fight with you." Everyone on our site gets a notification that as soon as you enter the battlefield you will be able to see the special battle. So I look at the phone standing there and think that this ping has actually been called by myself to mark me. I heart it, but then the horse moves forward and blocks his path. He says in a dark voice that this situation is completely my lack of judgment. Dad puts his hand on his shoulder and says more tension means there are suspicious things in everything in this situation. It was not possible for you to do anything, just staying with me is enough. This is not your responsibility, on which Dad further says that due to my wife's curse his levels have reduced, hence 11. In this situation we still have a chance, so this lady is quick to handle me, on which even with the horse standing next to her she rushes, and says that anyway she is not fit for the fight, we just have to score 10 waiters, and she has full faith in the strength of my body, however we will defeat Rupant, on which she is a little bit doubtful and says that maybe you don't know another thing, that there is a man named Fark standing in front of her. Saying this, it is not a simple matter at all. When he starts crying again his eyes become very serious. There he tells that this man is from Tiger Roar Guild's first Furs Augustin, and fighting above his level is as easy for him as eating and drinking. After this he tells that it does not give any special sensation. At that very moment the first Tharin Humaz is about to start. The fighters of both the seeds have their own repair of powerful force. After second, when he is talking, the king catches his eye and says, "Come face me and don't even try to disrespect me." There he is teasing his opponent, because only by eliminating the rationality of the opponent he can increase his chances of getting time there, as Sho Chaney had already read. On hearing this, a look of fury appears on the face of the foreigner. On hearing this he says angrily, "You are more of a bastard than an organ," on which Atana standing above in the sky waves her hand, and says that both the sights are in their positions. "First of all it starts with me." As soon as she announces with Tahini, an arrow starts coming out from the body of the fans, and in the next second she moves towards the show with blazing speed and says, "Rich mangas, stop your nonsense and see if I can block the punch." But Ming blocks all his attacks. It's as good as the mouse does. What Vital is not able to wipe out. Their dad and his team are watching everything happening in the battlefield. The speed of both the fighters is so high that even following them for the sake of their ice is becoming a first phase. At this moment Feeling seems a little more excited and says that the attacks till now were just appetizers, so I am blocking my attacks. As soon as his words end, Shuni looks at his face, and it is seen that Dad also gets excited, because it is written that Shuni's speed is more than that of Falong and be the first one to win. At first I feel shy, but then a sinister and fierce anger starts coming out from Falong's body. She does not notice the pain of holding his hands on her face, but Shushin's expression suddenly changes, and he thinks that there must be something wrong with his help. How come his combat power has increased so much suddenly? Thinking this, Shoshin rubs his hands vigorously, because no matter what happens first he has to dig his own fists. But after the palm strike, Shoshan sees that his figure has retreated backwards by more than 10 m. Now he has to face the phalanx. It is necessary to distance, on which a sinister laugh comes out of the phalanx's mouth, and he says that you are very shy. Isn't Uranus Spring the same? And also praises the beauty of the shower, because after launching the attack he has created a distance which clearly shows that his ginger sense is a coffee shop. But when he had just palm-streaked the women, at the same moment his hand was also badly damaged. This scene suddenly Felon suddenly starts crying and slowly moves his hand forward and says that I had already said that you are a fool, and he is crying. I was not wrong. Then he posts with a smile, "Tell me, how did you like the fun of my coming?" As soon as he hears this name, a doubt appears on the face of the groom, because the coming of Felon has a serpented stomach which caresses its old one and fits with it. Falang tells him that there is no need to fight, as he can attack as much as he wants, as his interest has just started and he does not want this fight to end in such a sloppy manner. He says that Falang's figure moves from his original position, and he says that if you do not attack then I will strike again, but whether you will be able to block my attacks or not, it depends on your defense every single moment of Falang. The elder quickly reaches in front of Shushansai, and there he punches towards his face, on which Shoshanshi had no option but to bite, because there is a snake coil around the body of the Falang. The attack speed of this snake is very fast, and no one knows that the very next moment its jaws will bite the one on whom Shochang crunches inside, because this snake is very troublesome. After one bite the dog notices that the speed of the snake on the phalange's hand has increased more than before, and its bite force has also increased significantly. In anger the dog opens his eyes and says, "You really think that it is so easy to bite a mang?" Felling, after attracting the attention of the dog by making noises of surprise if she moves towards the phantom, then with the sound of the bang the punch of Philang forces Shukan backwards. At that very moment Philang gets a chance to take a little breath, but still he gets some sting. The spike of Serpint is big, but the spike of Philang is very big, due to which he suddenly realizes that he has been poisoned by Serpint's poison, or L attribute cum has happened, and from this very moment it becomes clear that in this moment he has ruined his own pride. There are many strong opinions on this moment, and it says that even after having won sex he still waits for a long time. By observing this it increases the strength and also restores the health. If we look at it from the point of view of filling, then this restlessness has now reached its limit, on which Diet understood the condition of filling. If this beetle continues like this, then the gap between the two will only increase, on which the day starts wondering whether the show will be able to save this ideal or not. The fat in the middle of the dog is getting ridged very much, and it is clear that it is Falong who is holding the upper hind, and his eyes are on the same person. Falong suddenly gives a strong kick, which gives a heavy kick to the shoulder of the dog, and then while talking Falong stands in a mocking manner and says, "What do you look like when the dragon's poison is flowing all over you? I want to see that you are the last one." You stare at it for a long time, but the very next moment Feeling's punches start hitting Shikuni's body, but at the same time Shikuni doesn't have enough time to make a counter-attack. Instead he keeps on licking the suitors, nearing his death. Hearing this muted scripture, Feeling starts to laugh loudly and says, "While begging you, do you really care? I am saying that right now. The suitors, are you pretending that the Buddha himself will come here and save you?" But the Feeling doesn't know at all that it is the spring of the spring. The dog and the lady have noticed some change, on which the lady says with a little confusion that my eyes are deceiving me. Are there really 2 power rings around this mug? And then the surprising thing is that it is not even real, but at the same time a round ray of light starts coming out from the dog's body, which slowly and gradually engulfs it completely. But in the bottom, the English Feeling finds this. The change is not noticed at all, whereas the dog starts licking the suitors and keeps blocking the attacks of the actor. Dad watching this scene, he is completely shocked because an unbelievable scene is unfolding in front of his eyes, and he quietly says that this move is very dangerous, but even in such a situation he has invented such a strong solution, to which the dad confidently says that we are really going to win this match. But suddenly in an instant a giant golden appears inside the weed. There is a deep contentment visible in the eyes of the golden old statue, which does not give any importance to Philin there, who considers himself the master of foreign cows. The majesty of this body is so pure that it fills there completely like no other, but this scene also makes Philin doubt only for a few moments. On which he jumps there in an organic manner and says that I don't care about any cow, it's just like keeping it hidden, it's like you are able to block my attacks. On the other hand, the figure of Shohansai gets suspended in the middle, and there, while controlling this great Buddha, the commander starts attempting to launch the attack, and by infusing it with bigger condensed divine power he uses the fangs of the poison dragon. But he did not know that the divine power is a source of more energy than the old floor brick, and that is why the man there was not able to put even 2 feathers in Falang's hands, and he had died yesterday, and now his father shows another exactly the same fool. Hence, Falang believes that the end of this fight will also be exactly the same, but Falang had never even imagined in his life that whose face will really strike his face with such force that the punch's speed is so intense that it doesn't even get a moment to react, at which point the shot shoots his man, and the rocket of this power throws Falang's body straight into the air. Seeing this, Falang completely falls into this belief, explaining to him that by evading the divine power he has touched the wall of the poison dragon, and along with it his speed has also been restored. And then, without wasting any time, the big foot of the toilet kicks straight towards the penis with force on the floor. Due to this attack of phone, the floor gets blown out. Now it clearly shows that not only has his speed been restored, but his string and reaction ability has also been completely restored. It seems that all his muscles have got a massive boost after re-engineering his sternum. It seems to me that Falang is the one who has been waiting for the entire sequence of events till now, but Falang's pencilers also listen to all the attacks. Inside Gil, he is said to be the strongest tank, hence he keeps timing the attacks of Shuanxi, and as soon as he gets the opportunity he calls out the poisoner gun and starts doing a counter-attack, on which excitement flashes in Falang's eyes, and he says while standing there, "You are still a royal. I don't know this, but the divine power present on your body is the most effective nourishment for my stomach." Then the middle one looks at me and says that now, in the same way as I am, I have become the fountain of poisonergan. Hearing this, the breath gets completely choked. He says to Varani that how is this divine power of his? It is actually being spoken by the poisonergan, on which Falang laughs loudly and says, "Now your divine power is mine." This has happened, so this is already stuck in the mind, but the army did not express at all that the divine power he has just unleashed will start reliving his moments. His expression changes to horror. He does not understand at all what has just happened, because at that very moment his ability to unleash his divine power is completely blocked somewhere in the second world. He is no longer able to control the divine power there. Can on which Shriti giggles lightly and he says Tamargon Flo says that he is not writing to you, that you are starting to kill him very quickly. As soon as his votes end there is a power punch blast which directly strikes the Poison King. Then he says, you used to call me Flo, but in reality you turned out to be even more flush than me. You don't know till now that the power present on my body has taken extreme on the body. It is the bodies who listen to this vote. He Fei-ying keeps getting completely stunned and he says to her, what does this mean? Even my Poison King can't tolerate your drug power. What can it be like? On which Shunny looks at him as if he has seen an edit there and he says completely, I told you earlier that this is drug power. You are really very wise now. He keeps talking to Fei-ying but the dog's attacks do not stop even for a second. With a loud sound, Fong again eats the same streak and runs away. If anyone sees this scene perhaps he will not be surprised that the famous fan of the Roaring Guild is sitting so bored in the hands of a Mang. If this news gets out earlier then perhaps no one will be surprised about this except Irani's mother. Kadi Ma has been watching this entire scene with a calm suspicion. This thing not only stops her from ever becoming an Asler but also the power he has in his body is also limited only to the string of his physical body. Along with this the karma of this power is also very strong and it is very difficult to control it, on which he has to accumulate the medium on the regular and base to maintain this power, and only the intermediate power is the thing that can stop the karma from walling him. After that it is told that the meaning of karma is cause-effect, which but the feeling has already exceeded its control limit, so now even changing one's body to a single point becomes very slow. At the same moment the one who has believed that the result is almost decided folds his palms and sighs lightly, but at this time there is no hesitation at all. He says that it is you don't have the power to control my actions because of the frenzy and the clock, so you can't control my actions. Hearing this the dad standing outside the arena laughs loudly. He says, I have already told you all that John is very poor and if he says that he can win then it is necessary to stay there and show that he will win on the other side. Wasn't sure that such a power even exists, but Athai says quietly that he can't win the battle with just such a short track. If his ability is so much then he is really underestimating us. In the air at this very moment Fong tries to lift himself from the ground with the help of one hand. In the next second he uses all his strength and Fong Li regains control of his body, but now Fong is too much. He has become wet and his divine power is now not able to maintain even the poison dragon's fangs. The roaring rage in his eyes is ravenous. He says angrily, if it is like this then in the worst case we will make profit till the debt. In any case I am not here, we cannot lose. Ah Chunk Filong holds him with both the hands and hits the mouth of the poison dragon present on his shoulder with force. He says angrily, now I will complete it for the last time. Get ready to fight with all your strength and die. Sho Chui sees that a huge mass of spring bursts from the turn of the filing and just one drop of the poison dragon's blood falls on the floor, and from there instantly pink-colored sky starts to cut. Seeing this scene Sho Chui covers his mouth and turns angry and stops his attack because he understands that this blood contains lethal poison. This situation makes him even more angry. When he looks up he notices that there is already a huge amount of mist rockets in this outer space. Then he is alerted by a thunderous sound which instantly destroys him, the spring of the arena, and the hunter gets completely shocked after hearing this sound because it is coming. It is like the sound of war drums, and he says to the queen, but this can be possible by doing this. At that very moment the film shows me standing there suddenly in this silence, which is also there on a stream where I am standing. He says loudly, he puts poison dragon's blood on in Janliri's, please grant me your spear, with which his words end. The smoke slowly rises, taking the shape of a tornado, and in the next instant in midair a spear of the same color appears, on which Turuin extends his hand so that he can do something with the spear, because this is his final trump card. As long as he has this spear he can keep fighting even if his body turns into dust. There is no fear in Philin's eyes at all, there is only endless battle intent visible. Itana is completely stunned after watching this scene. She says that she is a divine one. Weapon here, so long as there are no such level restrictions then there will definitely be an increase in the price, but then there is a feeling that the nature of Origi is quite rich, so if Filong wins then probably there will not be any use on this meter, but there is the opposite side of the same logic. If Finnick loses then he will have to face unimaginable punishment, but clearly at this moment there is no possibility of any punishment for Filong, but there is no possibility of any punishment on which I will not be quick to guess. She is disappointed and is worried that an ordinary player can never defeat an Izar wielding a divine weapon. Maybe I am fooling myself. Meanwhile, after using Spear, Falung's confidence level increases, and he does not give any importance to Susan at all, and his series also gets a boost. He is not able to see the spear present in Falung's hand even though he has used the weapon. He doesn't show it, but Shoshani immediately understands one thing, that he has to keep her at a distance in any case. Feeling might not be able to reach her till he maintains a safe distance, but as soon as this thought comes to his mind he has a moment. Spear attack. THASA sound of a splash is going to happen. Runk senses it and blocks it in time with a concussion. Now he turns around and realizes that there is an effect from the cruise-like poison Rajam on this leg. Now he gets a system notification that due to the effect from the cruise of Iris blood his body has become 50% disease, that is in other words the entire 50%, in other words the strength of the body is now reduced to half. At the same moment the feeling has stopped. While barking, Shaku moves towards Shaku and says in a mocking tone, "I think now your honor is broken, Shaku. Now let's see how you bury yourself in the future." The next moment the Fong moves like a litter and quickly reaches towards Shakansi. After reaching near him he throws a sharp punch, but Shavan dodges him very cleverly, but only to double the punch. This does not mean that the dog's eyes fill with doubt at the thought that the dog will save itself from the attack of the spear. It is the same thing that comes in the mind of the dog's body. I finally fought with it. If it had not accepted the ability of the fly earlier, then probably by now it would have been like a pepper on which a palm strike. Power is taken by the horse while catching the opportunity, and the dog easily avoids it. Now Shochansi takes advantage of this opportunity and starts throwing floor balls at him with his fangs, on which he says in silent tone, "Think that by maintaining the distance you will grow. Now I am going to exhaust my attack range." Then he says, "Now let's see which one of me you handle." But Zinni does not pay any attention to this provocation. He resets the mantra in a graceful manner, and after a few moments there is such a hurry in front of the foam. The scene comes from he wonders endlessly whether a magic formation appears over him which envelopes his entire body. A safe spray comes out from the golden wick which tries to impregnate him, which makes him foam. Seeing this, the feeling fills with disbelief in the eyes. In reality, it is a scene like this. There is a real unbelievable feeling. The feeling makes this safe spray smaller and displays it. The effect of the poisonous blood of the Urgan has now been removed to a great extent, but despite this erogenous fluid comes out from the semen of the phalange because it is still emitting, because it is still having an erection, and not only this, an erogenous fluid is still emanating from his body, on which when the father detects the information of phalange, then there is a lot of shock, that is, it is visible to the side of the phallus. At this moment the feeling has become very dangerous. There is a sound of Akana's sniffling and he is seen by the crimson spike, but his anger pierces the edge of his spine and he does not reach the stairs yet. It is a very dangerous situation and the dog gets very scared, and on the same ground Akana's figure appears in front of him. His whole body gets swallowed by the old screed bed. He is doing this, but a lot of blood comes out from his mouth, she says. The next moment, with the sound of boom, a round punch lands on the grandfather's head. He is unable to bear the pin and falls on his back. Karimum starts healing the back of the head. That's because only the heat of the flame is stopping it from being eaten. After all, the cow's teeth are full of pores, but the grandfather is more jealous because the cow's mother has radioed a point of his health. Due to this humiliation, he starts burning from within. On the other hand, the blood of the villain in the bottle starts thinking towards the sky, every blood trail. The spiracle turns into spikes with poisonous gas. There he glances towards the lamp and says that if someone had not come to you, then perhaps you would have been killed. Then he casts a light glance towards the lamp and says that he has given Sadmi his punishment. At the same time he goes to the temple spur Cool Soda of Bashan, and there he thinks that the close combat was already successful, but now his blood wounds can be attacked from the distance also, which has increased his difficulty even more. He stands up slowly and after finishing his work starts doing breathing exercises. Then he thinks that according to his remaining stamina he probably has only 10 minutes of time, but despite this he has no desire now. He can only do teats. On the other hand, Phelan's attitude is as if his pension is almost over now. He just wants to end this battle quickly because for him continuing teats is only for teats. At this very moment both of them release their magic power simultaneously and there is a sound of crackling thunder, on which the dog closes his eyes. He recalls the reliefs in his mind, which include the celestial eye, the thunderbolt, the dragon's eye. He thinks that if he roars then he can win the battle. Then he jumps there. All the demons are united in one at that very moment. The dragon is roaring. It becomes like a color. It has no mercy in its condition, but there it makes the path of the kidney till the end. This is the ability of the eye of the horse to Marcioli Englishes the yellowness of its compact at the same time filing also gets its spear ready. Now that at this moment the eye of the horse has been activated, but its effect will not last long, so the horseman will have to apply the brakes quickly, otherwise he will be killed. His hope is complete. So he walks over to this foot and he notices that there is not much divine power concentrated on this foot. Not only that there is not much divine power concentrated on this foot as he had seen earlier. At that very moment Shunsei gets the most pleasure from the file, and he says, so this is the thing now. The man standing in front of him is like a tiger whose teeth will take out the spider. Just looking around behind Shoshani, the tin bud cell gets zapped, and while facing Philon's attack Shoshani directly catches it with his hand. Seeing this, Philon's expression gets completely shocked, and there he thinks that he has really seen my attack. What can a dragon be so colorful? On which Shoshani feels strongly and says, this is the built spear right there. If I tell you the truth, then this is one of mine. It seems even more disappointing than the speculation. After all, it is nothing special. Then he applies a little force in his hands and breaks the spear present in the back of the phone. After that he says, you are really a fool. You consider this built spear as your tip. In my opinion, there is nothing special. Hearing this, feeling goes on in this mood there. He says, how can my built spear break so easily? On seeing this scene, Athanuha stood outside, and she said to the queen, how did she swallow such a thin built body as her own? Can human eyes see such a thin thing? But the faces of both of them are opposite to each other, and she is filled with joy. She feels that whatever she had said before entering the toilet was absolutely true. She is really holding a condom against the air, on which everyone knows that this human being is like us. He is really very reliable, on which the truth is that he looks at the built-up mast on his forehead, and as soon as he sees it he understands that due to the accumulation of so much all energy inside the body, a dancing all tharch is also written to be born, on which he thinks that this will purify all the all energy present inside the body, on which a comber works like this from his finger and the work is done directly there. He touches her, after which she gets purified by the blood. Seeing this, the people standing near her get a little scared, but at the same time Falang is still not fully satisfied. He looks at her and says to her, what if you even saw my attic? I still continue to fight with you. On which this Sangre Shoshani also becomes a little short because the bullet, which was still purified, suddenly starts appearing from the outside, and not only that, but this bullet also takes control of itself and starts attacking on its own, on which the side says very quietly that the power within the bullet line is not at all balanced, and because this bullet has become very vulnerable, it can also penetrate the defense of this enemy, on which the bullet has just become a light attack. Seeing this, Itana and both of them want to know how Shikuni will handle the situation now, on which in this critical moment Shikuni activates his power, and at the same moment a powerful gravitational force starts pressing on Philon's body, due to which it becomes almost impossible for him to stand, on which Philon's expression also becomes crazy. He says while grinding his teeth that this lady is still sitting close to him with a click of a button, on which Sho-chan slowly moves one of his hands forward, and as soon as he raises his hand the earth swath around him suddenly stops, and he does not move even half an inch, on which he starts saying in a quiet voice that the angels are bound by the ignorance, they are bound by the effulgent suction, and that is why from here they keep falling in the three-eyed path and continue to endure the endless journey. Meanwhile, Athenu, standing outside the arena, gets scared and shouts that be careful of the eyes of this ranged man. There he can see the flow of divine power. At this hearing, Philon gets quite confused. He does not understand and asks that after all there are so many such eyes, on which Athena hears a very bad news. She says that right now Philon, who is also attacking, is completely glassless in front of the monkey. This traditional hunter's question suddenly fills up, and he says to Gus that he has quickly recognized the man's body, on which he looks at the top where a phantom of Gus is present, and there he says to this phantom that the elephant on the other side is trying to interfere in this matter. So what are you doing to him? There is no king, on which the ghost of the cow's mother looks a little closer because there is an aerator of this thing, so she cannot open it at all by closing the door, on which the ghost of the cow's mother points towards her next mother and gives her a wink and says that if it happens again then he will be punished. Hearing this, the hunter gets so angry that he starts doing it loudly and says, isn't this pure optimistism? We got a punishment and this moment is just a warning, but he also stops looking at the lamps and calmly says that he doesn't care. You just press the glass of milk carefully until Sho Chon-sai insists on doing nothing, but inside the bottle Sho Chon-sai's hand is still raised and there are countless gravitational forces which cause many leers. They are stacked on top of each other and keep pressing Philon's old clothes, due to which he is not able to even stand there, on which Philon angrily curses Athena and says, "Keep your mouth shut, it is not your turn to help me. There is a matter, my dear, I can't do anything to you." But as soon as she says this she realizes the value of her words, because at that very moment she sees a very beautiful scene on which suddenly Mink's eyes turn. A painful thing starts happening, and due to this the suitors start chanting, but the most shocking thing is that a dense foam starts appearing behind it. This dense foam is very oozing from the vagina. It is a secret foam of the virus, which is the ghost of God. The solution is that only 10 of the vaginal pores present in it, but still it is such a pore which can be seen by a sample. I can't handle it, due to which feeling almost goes into despair and starts saying that why do we keep taking out the net rumcads near us, then there will be a mask in front of us and we'll remove the optics and grind it. If the sentinel starts typing my name in a wet manner, on which he keeps on calling me with all the sutras in the same manner, this is the same sutra from which everyone Meng can be the first thing, but this does not mean at all that it is also a manifestation. Through this both the attack power and defense of the warriors can be increased more than double, but to do this it is necessary to perform the battle on the main platform, and if the rest of this suit competes there then they can get 10 of the Argentinian power, but there is a condition of this suit: it takes full 30 seconds to compete, and during this time the slight's destination is also not played if everyone's attention is broken. So all the praise efforts will be wasted, but at this very moment the dog does not realize that the dog's face has already been broken by the ridge and starts to exert its big secret force. He tries to free himself from this gravitational lip, but just as the time is about to hit, the dog's hand moves slightly downwards, and at the same moment the dog again falls on his knees in front of him, on which there is a strange thing in the heart of the dog, that it sleeps in a sofa, and when its eyes look towards the phone it shows a clear silent gaze in it, because standing in front of it and staring at it for full 30 seconds becomes the ultimate humiliation in any case, on which while trying to be perfect the feeling makes a fool of itself. That's what the clock is looking for by hitting the screen, on which as soon as its body falls on the ground it keeps turning towards the sun. Its purpose is only to interrupt the suit station. See this, it also writes to do the same there. Manman says that it is really an edit there. He could have broken the cell first and then could have interrupted the suit, but now he is working efficiently. Mingles is working there, why did he bother? After getting activated now Philon's attacks cannot hurt him at all. No matter how many bullets are there he can easily avoid them, but by this time Philon's mind has completely gone, or rather he has lost his own rationality. Now only one thought is roaming in his mind, that he said that he should die, but he gave royal words to Philon she is about to attack, because despite repeated attacks she is unable to reach the target's level. And the real reason is that this incantation is able to spray the evil dragon's bullet lens, and if one wants to forcefully break it then one has to consume it from the mouth and the mount of the god, hence the attacks of the Philon go completely in front of the eye of the dragon, on which it is not able to hurt the man at all, after which the foeman releases many more bullets from the gas, but the human technique of the man is so amazing that he very easily avoids the attack, on which the Philon has completely mastered, and his action clearly shows that his rational thinking is almost finished. Hence the man notices here that it is taking only 15 seconds to complete the 64th reaction, on which the man understands that if he is thinking he has reached completely. Philon's udder is completely dry, but then there is an oxygen supply point on which blood starts flowing from the pores of the soul. Seeing this it is clearly understood that his pores have also reached their limit, because why couldn't he hold on to the piped penis for much longer, on which now the situation becomes such that both the sites have almost reached their limits. Now further everyone ponders over the fact that who is there after opening for a longer time or seeing the scene. Philon's heart is filled with a sudden wild joy, because now it seems to him that the monk in front has also reached the limit, and now this is his 20 chance of hitting the counter, on which he reaches the ground with force with both his hands, and at the same moment streams of blood start coming out from the ground, on which Philon decides to release all the blood of his bird and leave a bone there. But right in front of me the body of the woman above is slowing down and more questions are being raised, on which it is clearly visible that within a maximum of 10 seconds the monkey will compete for the rest of the race. Now the cone starts, there are only a few seconds left on which the monkey side is already starting to show a trump card. There are 6 seconds left on which the eye turns its eyes. Why is it not at all blue? It would be that Philin has a now unknown child like this. Reversing the situation on which the person behind him curses loudly and says to me angrily that this fake really doesn't excite the brain at all. Now only 10 seconds are left on which both Dia and Han start feeling in the heart that the time is now the first time. Now this world is probably going to end without any suspense, but no one present there knows that Joe Chaney is now his. Dharma has gone beyond the limit, and it is evoking right there that it is becoming cheap at the price of Egypt, but despite this it does not dare to be even a little bit lazy there, on which the rest seems to continue, and then their verse says that it is looking at some man, just like the word which is used as soon as the breath or the freeze compresses it. Rickshaw wears it at 0 seconds, and as soon as it falls the foam created behind it starts to move like a snake. Its spin is very fast, and there is a mysterious power inside it which starts pressing straight on the foam, which makes it even more difficult for it to move on, which in the next moment its strongest strike is launched straight on the foam body. The power of this punch is so high. What happens is that the foam format slows down, and with this the S-rank hunter SLR Guardian Messenger Fylong of Tiger Road is completely defeated, at which point the time of this battle is over by United Guild Co. He becomes the vice president and S-rank hunter Shuan Si, to which Shershur leaves a blank stare as he had already reached his limit, but before the final lapse he defeats his opponent's strongest fighter Fylong, at which point the girl standing in the middle finally announces that the winner of this tournament is Allied Forces, and as soon as the time is announced the barriers around the arena slowly start to disappear. On which our group starts cheering with joy. Shikani turns towards everyone and says in a humble tone that my abilities are very limited, but I just said that I have defeated my uncle Philin, on which I am really ashamed. And that's it, but thankfully I didn't discount you, at which point the phantom of the tournament addresses Croat and announces that the winner of the first Philly Mag is United Guild. After this Philin gets teleported and continues to flow from the arena, at which point his injury begins to heal. Philin's turn surprisingly turns out to be very resilient, and he is in the team for only a little more than 10 minutes. He gets completely healed, but at the same moment Athene tells him in icy tone that now is the time for you to train harder. You are not able to handle even a simple monk. It is really a disgrace. But both of them do not notice at all that someone's feet have appeared to chase them, and the feeling fills their eyes as they feel the presence of their two figures. One of them is standing holding a lawn sword, and the other one is standing. He keeps holding the whip, and both of them feel embarrassed by the failure of the filling, so they eat it carefully, to which Fong starts apologizing again and again. He promises that he will never loose there again, but his apologies sound like this completely assless. The next moment a sonorous roar is heard, and she calls out in a voice saying, "Love your lover." A feeling is just a feeling, there is no reason, and no reason on which. A smile starts appearing on his face, and he says that father has also sent a message, and there is a response from your performance, and now you are getting this news that you will be given a vacuity in our hands. Our weapons will claim the same amount of your power. This brings tears in the eyes of the singer, but he is a complete healer, and he has to do this punishment only on one thing. In the very next moment the figure standing behind him throws a heavy whip on Philin's body. The blood has come out from the back of his hand, and it becomes cold till the chest of the chest. I wonder whether we do the same thing with our allies, on which the people keep beating on him for about 10 minutes and then stop at the end. They say that today father has mercy on us, that's why I saw this punishment here. You are looking dead, but if you again upset your father, then next time you will be ready to lose your head. On which Philin now hangs in Barley Alice family, and because his weapons are drug weapons, hence the punishment is even more tiring. On which before leaving he says in a cold voice to take care of yourself, and then both of them disappear from this space. As soon as he leaves there is a sadness in Philin's eyes. He starts burning and gritting his teeth. He says that all this has happened because of Mank. One day I will definitely kill him. On the opposite side Mank gets praised by everyone after his victory, while Phi Lang endures brutal beating. At the same time suddenly a feeling disturbs his thoughts, and the voice says that the king will never be found in you because there is someone else on whom he is paying his attention and respect. And suddenly black energy starts appearing in his hand, and slowly their energy condense hooker becomes a black side, on which he is confident and says that Tiger Roar Guild will definitely win, and whoever gets injured will keep burning in the eternal hellfire of Hades. Now someone from our side will have to fight him for the next match, on which Cho Jun-han gets thinking for a few moments. Why does he feel that this person has these sons? He is equal in strength, so he predicts that he will fight the match himself, but as soon as Cho Jun starts to enter the arena, his wife grabs him with a towel and she says to take him with you. You are the one who is given by God, and he has absorbed at least 1% of the power given by God, so his attacks will target the soul given by him. Maybe Adam can solve your problem. Chun-han turns that atom to one with his wife, and he says with a smile of solution that if you are giving this to me, then there must be a process, on which Shikani and the female wolf standing behind him rally loudly. United Guild with prevail, to which Cho Jun-han replies in a confident voice that I am going to end this, and that's it. The very next moment Chun-han moves towards the center of the battlefield with big confident steps, but his body moves like that of a cow which is moving slowly towards its feed. The spur of a cow is clearly visible inside it, and there is not the slightest hesitation in its steps. Being a cow, Chu-chang-kan can release the sound of juice from his udder, on which Chu-chang-kan already repeats the whole bottle sequence in his mind, and he thinks that before feeding and the flash tap will emit a flash to pass the anime quickly, and then after that it will emit continuous flash streaks so that the opponent in front misses the opportunity to attack, and the third one will be to identify the weekend of the anime, and then at that very moment the designer will give the fashion. Right in front, the ghostly clouds start coming out of the bird's trunk, and those clouds start moving around it. This scene makes the situation of battle feel even more tense, on which the Phantom of Athens present in the middle waves her hand slightly, and there she declares that the warriors have now taken their positions, and at the same moment she declares that this is the beginning of the world. As soon as the magic starts, she involuntarily sleeps. And at the same moment, countless ghost shadows predicts how many floors the Cho Jun is about to cover, on which Cho Jun-han focuses with full concentration. Thinking this, he quickly slashes the suit in both the directions, left or right, sending a single splatter in the air and suddenly making a path between the evil spirits present in front. Seeing this, he gets a little surprised. He says with a slight feeling that it seems like it is just an ordinary table. Swordsman, but as soon as Bei utters these words, the figure of Troinhan appears behind him and his gun is in the ready position for Daiyutsu spilling, yet Bei looks completely incomplete and there is a pressure of the upper control on his face. In the next moment a whistling sound is heard, on which the blade of Troinhan shoots in the horizontal direction and Bei's old lady is in 2 seconds. The hair of this attack splits so much that it becomes difficult to react. He doesn't even get it, but at the same moment Cho Jun-han's mind is filled with doubt because his cock doesn't get the sensation of sucking a sweet lady, which means that his strategy has been filled. The figure he had just fucked actually turns out to be a goose milk clone, on which it becomes clear that Cho Jun-han has hit a round penis and his partner is doing his trump card. The technique has been railed in front of enemy. Cho Jun-han slowly sends his teeth and scratches. He speaks to me angrily. Dozens of evil spirits start to materialize behind him and the spirits simultaneously lunge towards him. The next moment the spirits form a block of chunks which completely engulfs Cho Jun-han's body, but he does not know that this tornado does not hurt him much. He was able to do so because there he was ready to retreat, and what Bei had done was exactly the same as the one who sharpened his blade once, and at the same moment he pushed it from inside the tank. The one who was flowing from the tank does not move at all but went straight towards the rail card of Bei because he knew that he would have to win quickly and this opponent would be defeated. You will have to comment on this, on which the expectation of solution is visible on the Bei's face. There he says with a sigh that I thought you were intelligent, but you are more foolish than me. Perhaps this is the limit of your stupidity, with which the Bei ends his speech. At the same moment the boy cleans his cunt again and once again the Bei gets split in two, but the point of regret is that Cho Jun-han again gets stuck in the same track because his attack once again hits the ghosts and clones it. Means that both of his attacks could not stop the unruly rail cart, but Cho Jun-han's hairless head is stuck there and he keeps tracking the white's voice and on the same basis again takes the direction of the rail cart. There now the situation becomes such that Cho Jun-han is like a tail. I thought that maybe the clones would bite the white meat, but every streak is clearly proved to be a cruel one, on which Bai laughs after seeing Cho Jun-han's actions, and he jokingly says that I have never seen such a fool. Don't you understand that my guests are probably clones of angels? After saying this, Bai again shows dozens of clones and Bei all appear in front of Cho Jun-han. Then he says in a sarcastic tone that gas out of them, which clone of my train has grown. After this the father makes a noise with his mother-in-law who moves towards Cho Jun-han and says a lot that if a warrior cannot see his enemy it has no value, you can never win this game, on which Cho Jun-han's wife suddenly goes to the king. She thinks to me that when the rest of the techniques are not done then now she will not have to make the same noise in the next scene where Jun-han takes a stance. Then he grabs her pussy tightly and holds it straight in front of him, and at the same moment she starts searching for him secretly, and then he forgets the confused thing that when you are slightly confused then you hardly have the courage to face this technique, but this runner of tiger's throat does not want to give her the time to want, on which two sharp whiffs are heard and she chews rapidly. While looking at the situation outside the arena, Athena thinks that Cho Jun has no chance of winning, but then something catches her attention. She notices that a touch from Cho Jun's wife is quite a task. There is no smile on his face. It is a bit newsworthy for a person having such low posture. On this, Athena is surprised that Shahid has a hidden term card. While Cho Jun takes a look at him and seeing this, Bei's interest increases. He says out of curiosity that he is talking, you are about to show some new technique, but at the same moment he gets suspicious of Athena's fee and she quickly asks Bei to stay away. As soon as Athena utters these words, Bei also immediately says something. Rog starts feeling, and the next moment Chanchan suddenly vanishes from his position there. It takes instant shots and appears directly behind the Bei, giving the first burst of fire in its eyes, and inside it the ink is controlled by the belly. This technique is derived from the letter of the four gun whose name is tight full jump. This is a shooting technique in which the arrow keeps on applying, and with each jump its speed increases by 1 speed inch. Even before Cho Jun-han has done this with the same speed by doing this move now. At this very moment Cho Jun-han again charges the power in his lugs, and with the next moment of thinking his figure vanishes again. His speed becomes so high that even Ace is unable to track him, and by the time the next moment appears he has already reached the ultimate Bei. Seeing this, a great shock fills the Bei's mind, and one wonders what the hell has happened to this guy. How does he get faster every time in this situation? He quickly positions a clone in front so that he can intercept the attack, but the crow's gaze remains completely blank. He says in a sarcastic tone that now you are here, now you can't skip. The same clone in black Han appears directly in front of the Bei. This is his 5th jump as he approaches the Bei, and he releases the blade beam, but unfortunately this streak also hits a clone, which doesn't hurt the Bei at all. But the Phoenix again tracks the location of the Bei, and as soon as he detects a shot position of the Bei he immediately launches another streak.